And we're live. Welcome to Loaded Matters, everybody. Yeah,
Loaded Matters.
something different. Yeah, you're stuck with us tonight because looks like everyone else. Holly's on the TV talking to Sky. I don't know where everybody else is. Some are gone to the match. Some are doing other things. Some have given up. Some have started to follow Ronaldo now. I think the glory chasers. But yeah, you're stuck with us. So, it'll be very intimate tonight. There mightn't be as much chat as normal because we need to keep an eye on what's happening in the game as well. So there might be some break in the chat. So sit back and enjoy and stick with us. But first, before I want to thank Richie, Chris, and Donald for joining me. But first, let's have a word from Toons Dato. How about that?
Hello guys, Friday night game against Leeds United. Some very entertaining games in the past nearly 30 years against them. Friday night, our balance on a Friday in the Premier League is 16 games, 5 wins, 3 draws and 8 defeats. Out of these 16 Friday night games, actually 5 of the Friday games were last season in the strange COVID season. Against Leeds at St James's Park, our balance is 5 wins, 3 draws and 4 defeats, with our last win in the Premier League coming in 2004 January when Alan Shearer scored the only goal in the game. Generally, we started the season with only 1 point out of 12, and we have the worst defense in the Premier League with 12 goals conceded. While Leeds started without a win in their first 4 games, and the last time they didn't win any of their first 5 games was back in 1946-1947 season when they also got relegated. So a lot of things at stake for the game tonight.
Thanks for that, Andre.
Gosh, tell us the good news.
There is no good news. Sometimes I think it's like an episode of the series Lost that we were involved in that plane crash and we're waiting for something special to happen, but it never will.
So there might be some plane crashes tonight and we called up at 80 minutes.
That's why we're here. That's going to be the best part of the match, I think. Hopefully, no. I hopefully we get some goals as well for us. Let's look at the team news. Yeah, it looks like 5 at the back, 3 in the middle, and 2 up top again. But what's your thought? Let's Richie. We'll go to you first on the team news.
I think obviously Darlow's come back in, and I think there was a bit of rumour something about the fact that Woodman's not on the bench. There was something saying he's been injured in the warm up, that doing some diving or something. So perhaps he didn't fancy diving and picking the ball out of the net again tonight. So Darlow's come back in, and Gillespie's onto the bench. I'm glad that Manquillo kept his place. I thought he had a fantastic game at Old Trafford at the weekend. Deservedly got his first goal for the club. I still don't understand why they still persist on playing Hayden in the back 3 at the centre half. He's so much better in the middle of the park as our holding player, especially when you've got subs on the bench who are one's in an international centre half at Switzerland. Fernandez, who's got international experience as well. Even if you want to go down the route and say that Kraft's played on that right hand side of the back three as well, and he's an international. And you're still playing a defensive midfielder in the set as a centre half. So once again, it's Bruce putting round pegs in square holes. Richie's had a bit of a hit miss start of the season. He was very similar to what Murphy was. Being exposed on the flanks. I think the fact that Leeds have got only one recognised centre half and they're really struggling defensively, I wouldn't have minded giving Lewis a game. So we could have, used him as more of an attacking threat going forward and really put some pressure on, their defence with them being so down at the moment and depleted. And to be fair, I wouldn't say Dallas is really a right back as well. So the extra pace on that on our left hand side would have been fantastic. But apart from that, once again we'll persist with Joe Linton up front. But I think after developments that came out in the Daily Mail last night regards to the spat between Gale and Graham Jones, I think it was always going to be Joe Linton that was going to start. You weren't going to have Gale brought in, so the rest of the team pretty much picks itself with with Wilson still carrying that thigh injury. And, I would like to have seen Fraser come back in. I think he's a great attacking threat for us. I think he offers a lot more than some of the players on the pitch. But, he might probably just do lack of match fitness on that one, but hopefully he could make an impact off the bench because, you look at with alongside him, there's Lewis who is decent going forward as well. There's not been much, and obviously Gale. There's no other attacking threats really. So if we're chasing the game, who haven't got much to to try and get us back into the game, that's on the bench to try and salvage something. So, but we didn't play too bad in spells at Man United when we were backs up against the wall. We had a plan. We seemed to act on it. The first 2 goals you can't counteract for mistakes or the little touches that go against slight deflections that bobble up and go straight to the return fan hero from Old Trafford and Ronaldo. But to be fair, that's where world class players are always following in, and as you're told from a young age to always put pressure and wait for the second ball, so to speak. And then obviously, as you're a goalkeeper for the Ronaldo's second goal, you always tell your goalie you've got to get something behind the ball. So 2 mistakes that hit us really hard. The second one really, really sucked the life out was after we got back in the game against Manquillo. But Fernandes, good finish, and then Lingard's not a bad little worked goal. But I think we didn't deserve a 4-1 scoreline. So this season we haven't had a lot of the look of the green, so to speak. We had a few contentious VAR decisions go against us. We haven't had some that have gone for us, which we should have. So yes, things can be said that we haven't had that look, and possibly deserve more. But at the end of the day, at the end of the season, we've got 1 point from 4 games so far, and we drastically need 3 points tonight.
Cheers, Richie. Agree with everything you said there. Just want to comment on ADB's comment. Yeah, Holly did brilliant actually on Sky. So fair play to Holly from this parish. So we always like to support Holly for Loaded as well. Yeah, Chris, let's go to you. And there will be no confusion tonight. We've only one Chris on the panel, so anytime I say Chris, it's you.
All right. Well, I was going to say the 4 of us lads with our muted game audio probably be the only people in the country that don't get to hear whatever kind of protest. If there's an audible protest during the game, we won't hear it. But that's too bad. All the whistles and stuff like that they're supposed to go off. Anyway, back to the squad. Yeah, I want to pick up on something that Richie said, which is that I would have liked to have seen Fraser in there if he's good enough to be on the bench. He needs to get match fit, get match fit by being in the squad. So he does have more of an attacking threat than some of those players that we have in the starting squad. So I would have liked to have seen him in there, and hopefully he at least gets off the bench and get some minutes, because I think this is a really important season for him after last season being a complete whitewash. Coming off a time when he had no off season. So he's had an off season. He's played well for Scotland. Let's see him play well for Newcastle. Other than that, I'm happy to see Manquillo keep his place in the squad. I don't really have any other complaints about who's playing, except I just wish that they would recognize that Joe Linton is not a lone striker, and to not play him that way. So I wish, obviously there's the issues with Gale, but I would have loved to have seen Gale be a striker, and even Gale is not a lone striker. So without Wilson in there, we don't have anyone in the squad that can really play with his back to the goal and like receive the ball. Both, I would say both Gale and Joe Linton are their best when they're able to like receive a pass rather than sort of be, isolated up front, which like it's just not it's not a role that Joe Linton is cut out to be, and I just don't understand why we keep trying to put a square peg in a round hole, which is Joe
Sorry,
Linton
Chris.
up front.
I got distracted by Neville and Carragher running up the steps at St James's Park.
As one would, yes. Yeah. I can't get used to these man's ears that all the players wear now with the data, tracking.
Oh yeah, heart rate monitors, aren't they?
Yeah.
Heart rate monitors.
It's just weird when they take their shirts off and they've got looks like a bra.
Save that for later in the show, Chris. We may need something to talk about. Donald, over to you. What's your thoughts on the team?
Nice to see Carl Darlow back between the sticks, because obviously I'm speaking up for the goalkeepers here, because I usually end up going in goal when I play 5-a-side. So it's because Darlow's a bit more assured in his handling. I mean, I feel sorry for Woodman because he literally got thrown under the bus by the defense in the past few games, because they haven't really protected him like they should. Young lad, they should be saying, "Don't worry, we're behind you." Good to see Manquillo back, deserved his place back. I would have liked to have seen, as Richie said before, Lewis on the opposite flank, because Leeds are a bit short at the back. We should be attacking them, down the flanks, and really having a go at Leeds today, pressing them hard. What does worry me is Mr. Joe Linton up front, because obviously everything that needs to be said has been said about him. But I would have liked to have seen Fraser start. But if we do need Fraser to come on, please do it at the start of either second half, and not 2 minutes before the end.
You're on mute, Richie.
Muted me. Oh,
Richie, you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry. I was going to say, Donald, you've got to remember, it's the 65th minute for a substitution, not before, not after 65th minute, end of.
True. But I'm just thinking, depending on how the scenario, that basically with the pace we've got, we should be matching pace with pace, and if we do fall behind. But other than that, you can't. And really, Richie should be playing in his normal position, wide, not as a defensive wing, not as a wing back.
Yeah,
playing wide.
We've got these midfielders in the back now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's stupid, isn't it?
Cheers, Donald. For myself, I'm happy to see Darlow back. Even though Woodman got injured sometime today or something like that, I wanted Darlow back anyway. One of my questions for tonight was going to be, what does Gillespie do? What is the point of Gillespie? But he's on the bench tonight, so that's my question gone. Unless it's a case that Darlow gets injured and will they stick Miggy in goal then, or something like that, and he won't bring him on. So I don't see the point of him if he doesn't play him every now and again when we actually need it. Yeah, maybe Joe Linton could be a keeper. Glad that Manquillo is kept his place. You get Hayden at the back is a weird one again. They tried it at Man United, didn't really work out, but he's going to try it again. I would have started Gale, but as Richie kind of touched on, and we'll touch on later in the show, the whole bust-up story with Graham Jones and something like that.
What's the deal with Cher?
Sorry, Chris.
And what's the deal with Cher? I'm going to be on a mission this year that we properly pronounce Fabian Scher's name and not Char.
The Swiss lad. Yeah.
Manquillo, not Manquillo. Sorry, guys.
Well, I'm definitely going to ruin that for you. Sorry, Chris. But I would have Gale on from the start, and Fraser, he was going around on crutches 2 weeks ago. So looking happy that he's on the bench, and I'd like to, if we need to bring him on early enough. But that's my thoughts on the team. You know what, lads? I'm going to give a shout out to the sponsors now because I will forget them later on tonight.
Go for it.
With all the paper planes flying and everything like that. So shout out to Spider VPN for all your internet and everything you might need. Shout out to Skips and Bends, Sir Bobby. Shout out to
Funerals. No.
No. We're going to go for QTech first. John from QTech for all your pool table and snooker table and everything you might need. Contact John.
Are you saving Darren Baldwin for funerals for the end of the show for when we're the defeat?
Yeah, no, we're going to mention a funeral home every time there's a goal got in. So if any more want to mention, get in contact now. Shout out to Jab Signature, as we heard from Joe on the Fab Four tonight. They've released their new line, and the Joe's wants a new top. So sorted out, Jab. Then a shout out to the funeral homes. We'll get them in early. We couldn't always mention them again. So we've got L&G Family Funeral Directors. And we've got Darren Baldwin's as well, but where is that? I'm going to chance. No, that's not it. They're here somewhere. I'll find them. No, they're gone. Darren Baldwin Funerals as well. So that's the sponsors sorted out, I think. So lads, yeah, what are you thinking for the score tonight? I'm expecting a defeat. I'm going to be pessimistic here. And I'm going to go 2-0 Leeds.
Well, when I did the Away Day show on Wednesday night on our channel Loaded with Pete, I actually said that I believe there'll be goals both ways. I think we'll score them with them having the defensive problems that they're having. I think we'll score. Obviously, we concede goals for fun as well. So I actually went for a high score and draw of 2s apiece.
Ooh. Desmond Tutu.
Yep.
Yeah, and you know what that one is now, Chris. Didn't we explain that one?
No, I know.
Was it Aloid?
No, it wasn't me that needed to be explained. I was explaining somebody else. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to go with a 2-2. I'm going to go Leeds 2, Newcastle 1.
2-1.
I don't know why. I just I'm not feeling great about this match. I think I have a feeling that whatever the protests are could kind of put cast a shadow over this game, and it won't be sort of inspirational, but sort of a monkey on the back of the Newcastle players having to deal with whatever is planned here. So I'm not. This might be like a second time I've ever predicted a loss in the predictions, and obviously they've lost more than they've won in our tenures here. So yeah, it's hard for me. I'm normally the optimist. Try to see the silver lining in the cloud, but all I see is storm cloud. So yeah, 2-1 Leeds, which would be better than the hiding that they gave us. What was it? Leeds away last year?
That was desperate. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, someone's predicting that Lascelles is going to give a penalty away. Could happen. We'll go to VAR.
Yeah.
Yep, definite penalty if it goes to VAR. Donald, what are you thinking of the score?
Right. Well, I suppose being Friday night, I'm going to be an optimist, but I think I'm going to go for a narrow 2-1 win for Newcastle.
2-1 win for Newcastle.
But it'll be OG scoring the 2. More players will.
So it's you're the only one that's going for the win, Donald. Richie has a draw. Chris has a narrow defeat, and I have a bomb of disaster here. Yeah, and I remembered why Darren Baldwin isn't here, because I think his sponsorship ran out. But hey, we should really give a mention to the main men. Loaded. Shout out to Loaded. Since we're on the show, where we have to take advantage of every advantage we can get. As you can see, the link is flying on the flyer at the bottom. But yeah, if you like what we do on, and you've seen haven't seen our Loaded Mag show, anyone that's seen it has subscribed, I know. But you can find us on YouTube /C/Loaded HQ. And we have a number of shows on the channel. We had one last night. Actually, Richie, you were on that with Steve Earle from the Newcastle United Foundation. Next Friday, we have Sam and Johnny from NUFC Fans TV coming on the show as well. Well, we have a few more names lined up. We just don't have dates on them yet, and a few more ideas as well for new shows, and maybe a bit of viewer interaction.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly.
Yeah. So we'll run that past people and see what they think.
Can I ask you a question? Stephen Baharrel, is he the brother of David? I think there was a David
Yeah.
Baharrel.
Yes.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
There is. Yes, when Martin, because Martin organised Steve coming on, and I said, oh yeah, he used to play for Newcastle, because I remembered he used to play for Newcastle because I used to always sell him on Football Manager to gain revenue to bring other players in. So that's how I remember the name.
Yeah, that's I thought must be related. So
probably just as well he didn't go on the show last night, Daz.
I told you.
I was hoping I'd get to say that to him, but I think he would have taken it the way it was meant.
Lads,
I think his brother.
I want to ask a question, like, and I know the answer to this one from one of our other former loaded, one of our loaded colleagues who's out on the pop tonight. But with Leeds' issues defensively tonight, and obviously without Callum Wilson and not bringing on, would you have played Callum Wilson again? Sorry, not Callum. Would you Andy Carroll if he killed the club? Yeah. Would you have played Andy Carroll against depleted Leeds tonight if he was still at the club?
I would have, yeah, because the height advantage and the defense being a bit suspect, and they only having one natural defender in there, central defender in there, I should say. But yeah, and I saw that a little clip of his interview with Shearer as well today on Twitter, and yeah, he seems to think that he should be playing somewhere, if not at Newcastle. So yeah, he, especially when we didn't bring in anyone, there was you might as well keep him if the way we are now. He would have been an option even off the bench.
The fact that the fact that all the time when Carroll was when Wilson was out last year, and we didn't play Carroll. So I would say I would have, to answer your question, Richie, I would have played him, but Steve Bruce would not.
Yeah,
so,
I think
even if he was on the squad, Steve Bruce would still not play.
I think if you go back to last season, the problem is when we had Andy Carroll is you had like Fraser. When Fraser was playing, you had Carroll on the bench. So you tended to bring Carroll on for Fraser. So then there was nobody to supply the deliveries that he needed. It was just, as we know, Bruce has not got a clue, full stop. And it's stuff like that it just, begs belief. And the fact that we didn't bring anyone in to replace all the people that we had going out, and we started with a worse squad than what we had last season. And, Carroll would have done a job for us tonight. I know he was only getting 10, 15 minutes in certain games and stuff, but if he had the amount of time on the pitch that Joe Linton's had, I can guarantee he'll have scored more goals than Joe Linton.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Or would it have been a case that he would have left Gale and Carroll on the bench? Still going with Joe Linton.
With Bruce, yes, but you know what I mean. It's a no-brainer when you've got 3 strikers. You've got 2 strikers technically. You've got Wilson, you've got Gale, because Joe Linton isn't a striker. So the only other strikers you've got are the under 23s from there.
Yeah, so, and they brought through someone. Is it Darryl Stevenson? They brought him into Dylan Stevenson into the first team.
Yeah, he's been. To be fair, Dylan Stevenson's been banging the goals in for the under 23s this season. I think is he top goal scorer for the under 23s in Premier Division 2. I think. I know he's been training with the first team to get a bit of experience and stuff like that, but he's far away from the first team squad at the minute. I think I think Tom Allen's ahead of him, and probably Elliot Anderson as well. But unfortunately, Elliot Anderson's he's still recovering fitness wise to get back in the squad. So This would have probably been an ideal sort of game for Elliot Anderson if he's a bit fitter. Show his attacking threat against a defensively depleted team.
There's there's Steve Hasty having a pop at you there, Richie.
Yeah, I know. I saw Stu Hasty tonight on the. I can hardly call it a Fab Four now if it was Stu on it, was it? So it's more like back to the old format, wasn't it? Really. So you know what? Tell Stu if you're still watching that text I sent you before. Just fucking discard it, mate. Seriously, I love you really, Stu.
It's looking all positive here in the crowd. I don't see anyone holding up sheets of paper. I don't see any banners or anything yet. Yeah.
You have the MIA song "Paper Planes" ready
Yeah.
to play. Which apparently, we might end up talking about the Rolling Stones top 500 songs of all time. Because MIA was like in the top 50 or something like that.
Here's what I thought would be happening. Let's see if that happens at
It's like 18 minutes or something
18
like
minutes past. Yeah.
What's the significance of 18 minutes?
It's
The
how many
18
months
months.
that this has been dragging on for.
Okay. I thought it was 18 years of Mike Ashley.
Feels like it, but I think it's
quite. It feels like
nearly 15.
I will never live it down. I was in Northern Ireland on my birthday when Mike Ashley bought the club.
Yeah, well, it was all positive. Everyone was excited about that.
Yeah.
A billionaire buying the club. Like on paper, it sounded brilliant. Just looking forward to good things to come. But I suppose that's why this people are cautious as well. If other buyers are looking at Newcastle, it has to be the right buyer. Someone that's going to, because an awful lot of money is to go into the first team and the training ground and the ground itself, and obviously everything needs investment.
Daz, I think in the current climate, to bring us back up to scratch, to compete, etc., you're looking in the billions. I would say,
Yeah,
billions, not millions.
Yeah. It's at least 500 million to off. Not even considering the players.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lads, as the game is about to kick off, let's go to some of the information on my list. Let's talk first about Bruce. So Bruce, this week, I'll just mention a few of the items I've wrote down, and there might be other things I've missed. But yeah, after the Man United game, the question from Lee Ryder, where Steve Bruce then went a bit berserk. Then you had the press conference before the Leeds game, saying he's not walking away. And what was the other quote I took from him? Keep the club taken along. What else about Bruce? It's a kind of a case of Bacchus or Sackus really for Bruce at the moment. And then with this, there's been two bus stops there this week as well. There's been this one. Now this is the under-23s, and I know it was outside of the training ground. It was in a pub or a club somewhere, and yes, you see Steve Harper's face there because his son was involved in it, but maybe not directly involved. I think he was trying to tend to one of the players that was involved. But yeah, there's that bust up, and then there's the one from last night that broke with Dwight Gale and Graham Jones, and all under Bruce's watch, and that those two excuses were brought to by Craig Hope. But and then if you remember the other one from last year, the one with Richie and Bruce. So what's your thoughts on what's going on? It seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. There doesn't seem to be any positives. But let's just take Bruce.
It's just the Newcastle merry-go-round once again, though, isn't it, mate? To be fair, it's just it's never ever positive under this regime or this management. Bruce is always after the "woe is me" card every single week and stuff like that. So he's been picking on the fans. That they've said they've been picking on us, and then he's also now saying that the media are back against us because we've got more media follow us than any other teams in the Premier League and stuff like that. And calling out Lee Ryder and Miles Starforth last week as well. So it's he's been thrown under the bus by his bosses, and he says he goes, I'm not someone who walks away, but he's walked away from both. A few of the other jobs before. The problem on this one is it's just he wants his payoff, and if rumours are true, something is happening in the background. He turns around and says he's there just to keep things ticking over. To be fair, there's nothing ticking full stop. The clock stopped years ago. You just, as we all know, you walk around the ground and everything stopped there as well. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing done on maintenance. And to be fair, I'm surprised the grass is cut on the pitch the way it's everything stands on the ground. As we know, our friend the Gallagher Pigeon's been in the Gallagher end for 4 or 5 years now as well. So, but no, in all seriousness, it's just nobody wants him at the club, and it would just be best if he moved on. And hopefully, if these rumours are true, that there's something ticking over in the background regards a possible ownership change that's imminent. Then possibly he's as we already know, he's a dead man walking type thing. Hopefully, he's going to be walked off the plank sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and I have to laugh at what you said there because he's not one to walk away. But like when he says these things, remember before he said something about he wouldn't like to put a time scale on an injury, and then he said something like 6 weeks, in the same sentence,
Yeah.
So let's hope he's true to form, and I wouldn't walk away, and then he walks away. Yeah. But Chris, your thoughts?
Yeah, I was going to say if there's issues either on the pitch or off the pitch, they're going to spill over. So if there's issues in the training ground, that's going to spill over into the match day squad. And if there's issues in the way that Bruce is playing the players during matches, that's going to spill over into training. So there's really it's really impossible to keep a lid on issues whether they're off the pitch or on the pitch. As far as Bruce, people were saying that he had 3 games to play, and this would be the second game. And potentially that has something to do with this possible takeover bid. But after being super optimistic for the first one, last year, I'm just going to not believe any takeover thing until it actually happens. I'm actually going to take Mike Ashley at his word, but like years ago when he said when the takeover finally happens, you're going to read about it and it's going to be done. And when all this stuff of train spotting, plane spotting, it's not productive, and it just kind of puts people on the wrong mental health avenues. And let's just as bad as the football is on the pitch, let's not sort of get caught up in the sort of off the field ownership issues, because it's just going to lead us not down a garden path, but just into more turmoil and heartache. So I'm just caution everyone just to kind of take a deep breath and kind of let things play out off the pitch and not try to sort of figure it out, because if there's somebody that says that they've got it figured out, no one knows what's happening.
No, that's fair enough, Chris. And yeah, the cautious approach to take it as it comes, and don't get sucked in. And yeah, no, I hear what you're saying about the plane spotting. You kind of have to take it all with a bit of pinch of salt, because you see someone talking about a plane or a helicopter, and then you look at it and it's turning around the wrong direction and heading some other place, or it's gone past Newcastle or something like that.
It's
not owned by the person that thought it was.
Smart people. They're not going to, if it's like they said on the Amigos or the Fab Four show, like these guys will have enough money to pay to have transponders turned on decoy planes and turned off on the real planes. So it's just like, don't get caught up in all that.
Yeah,
exactly. Donald, what's your thoughts on Bruce and everything that's gone on this week
Oh,
and the weeks before?
And the weeks before, right. First of all, as regards the bust-ups, the under-23s, right? Disgusting. They are, when they're out and about, they are representing the club, right? I don't know what's happened there, but shame on them. They've let the club down there.
Yeah.
By doing that. And
Santiago Munoz involved in that.
I hope not.
Yeah. Thing is, they should be fined, disciplined, because see, at our workplaces, we did that. We'd be hauled over the coals by the bosses, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Simple as that. Right. As regards Mr. Bruce, well, I think everybody said what needs to be said. He is a very arrogant individual. He does not respect the fans like some of the other incumbents have years gone by. Okay, I'll just throw in there something Kevin Keegan used to say in the dressing room before every match. He'd go down to the players and say, "People have paid a lot of money to come and watch you. Go out there, do something, entertain them." I don't think anything like that happens from him. And how he calls the fans they and them and all that, he forgets that the fans pay his wages and those of the players as well. So don't treat fans like shit, right? End of, right? And as regards to change of ownership, I'm just deep breath, pinch of salt. It's not done until the ink's dry, the I's dotted and the T's crossed. And where we have a non-disclosure agreement, they're not going to tell you what's going on in the background. They'll not mention anything until, as you say, the ink is dry, I's dotted, T's crossed. So that's what I'll say on that. The usual soap opera.
The usual soap opera is right, Donald. There's always something.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the actual game. As Leeds try to look for a penalty that was never going to be given. I see Richie's got a yellow card already.
To be fair, Richie, I think Klitsch should have got one for when he hauled back Almiron. So, if they're going to start giving free kicks with the yellow card, they need to be. I think Mike Dean's going to be consistent. I know Mike Dean likes his cards. Perhaps the only reason I'd say Klitsch was the fact that it was in the 3rd minute. But to be fair, when someone's away like that, you pull them back. It's a yellow card all day long.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Oh, come on, man! Not the playing in glass slippers. Honestly, the way they.
What are you thinking so far, Richie? Let's go to you first. So, what are you thinking? The opening 10 minutes or so.
It's been pretty open so far. Both teams have been trying to get into attacking positions, trying to get out wide on each other. Newcastle have also cut out quite a few chances in the middle of the park, and we've been able to hit them on the break. It was a good move when we went down. We went down the left. Richie did an overlap on ASM, cut the ball back. Unfortunately, just didn't cut it back far enough. I think Longstaff was literally standing in the middle, unmarked. If he'd pulled it further yard away, Melier wouldn't have been able to get there, and we possibly could be looking at 1-0. But I think that's probably been the only real chance. There's been a few shots off target and stuff like that, but it's pretty open at the minute. I think it's the type of game we're probably going to expect. But it's still 0-0 at the minute, so both teams looking to get on the front foot. So just see how it plays out. But obviously we're 8 minutes away from the supposed quartet. So I didn't see anything held up before. In this, I didn't see any of the paper planes folded up beforehand.
No.
Or held up with whatever they were meant to say. But we'll see if those sheets of paper are still there when we get to. I think I saw one paper plane behind the Leeds' goal. Just about a yard off the pitch before. So knowing our luck, we'll probably throw 10,000 planes, and probably none of them will get over the advertising board. And knowing our luck, look, we'll see what happens when it gets around to it in a few. And I think what I'll do is when it comes over, I'll disappear. I'll turn the volume on, and I'll see if anything can, if we can hear anything about what's actually going on. Because obviously we're on mute at the minute from the TV. So, but we'll see what happens.
And what is the weather like in Newcastle tonight, Richie, for flying paper planes? Is that going to be a factor?
Well, there's been no breeze today, so it's probably going to. I can imagine the paper planes. I've seen some of the techniques people have been using online, and people turn around and saying you don't fold paper planes that way and stuff like that. Anything's possible. As I said, we might get some that go over the advertising board. We might get some that hit the person in the row in front of you. So we'll wait a few minutes and see what happens on that one.
Carl Hope has sent Derby. Are gone into administration. Not good for Derby. Chris, thoughts on the opening 10 minutes or so?
I think I've seen more action from the physios and the trainers than on the pitch. I mean, yeah, like Richie said, it's kind of wide open play.
1-0.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God. How was I behind on that? How is your guys' game ahead?
It's literally a ball in and everyone misses it. Pretty much, and it goes straight in the far post. Rodrigo looks like he's claiming it, but I don't think he got a touch on it. I think he's just jumped over the ball.
It was like a back.
It's literally a ball played out to the Leeds right hand side, our left. Richie's nowhere near Rafinha. Rafinha just literally plays the ball into like a dangerous area around the penalty spot. And it looks like Rodrigo's just jumped over it. No one's gone for the ball, and Rafinha's just jumped over it. I don't know. Lascelles quite close to him. I'm surprised. Why? Lascelles hasn't even done it. He's just left it.
Yeah, he just.
Lascelles could have dealt with that, in my opinion. But I tell you what, if this protest is earmarked for 5 minutes time, stuff like this, I was going to mention earlier. Depending on what happens previous to it, we'll see how bad it's going to be. But for a start, Rafinha got far too much space on the left there. Richie, exposed again. Simple ball in. Lascelles, to be fair, Lascelles should be putting either his head in it up, clearing it. Hasn't dealt with it. He's left Darlow stranded. Darlow was in no man's land, pretty much on his goal line. Rodrigo's just jumped over it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. As you say, Richie, I'm just watching what Matt Ritchie did in there. Where he should have been on him, basically closing that space down, and that cross doesn't happen.
He's given him 10 yards.
10 yards, yeah, that's right. He's given him if he closes them 10 yards down, that cross doesn't happen. You change the decision-making process for him. But
how can Steve Bruce be one of the better defenders of his generation? And not be able to organize a proper defense? It's just this shows.
To be fair, you know what? I know Daz is over in goal. Daz is over in Galway, right? And I think he was closer to Rafinha there than what Richie was.
I think Daz would have dealt with that knee worry.
Yeah, I would have no problem. Clean the ball and the man. There, no hassle. I was going to say, I agree with what you were saying there, Richie, as well about this might just ignite the protest as well. We all want to win, but if we're going to get beaten, we might as well get beaten and get something out of it as regards some kind of.
What you mean the game getting postponed?
Boyd result.
That's not as much we're going to get. Is the game called off?
What happens then? Is it like automatic 3-0?
No, I think they would just get abandoned, and then obviously they'd probably just turn around and would have to reschedule it. Unfortunately, the club would probably get fined or something. But you don't know these sort of things because you see what happens when Man United fans invade the pitch and stuff like that, and games get cancelled, and not much happens from there. But we'd have to see on that front. We never know. We'd probably get deducted 12 points or something for it, because we're not a part of the Big Six or anything like that. So, but I tell you what, that's an alarming stat. For the last, the first 5 minutes was pretty open. The last 10 minutes, Leeds have really got on top now. 70% possession for the first 15 minutes already. But
has anyone wondered whether we're sponsored on the sleeve sponsored by Kayak this year? Whether that's like Mike Ashley trolling all of the plane spotting guys.
I don't know. It could just be everyone's already said we've got a sinking ship, so perhaps he's just trying to get some more kayaks for the players to survive a bit more. You never know.
No, but I reckon everyone's got to take a flight out of here because everyone wants to see the club.
I reckon we stage our own protest here, lads. If we go 3-0 down, we're going to close the show down. You with me?
We
As a protest.
wouldn't have much of a choice if you.
So that's a yes. I got agreement across the
You're
board.
going to start
Okay,
at
thanks.
18:00 or 17 because they always say like the 18th minute is 17 on the clock.
No, woman, we should start to see paper planes flying in now in a minute's time.
Lad, did anybody see Rafinha just pull Joe Linton back and literally
And
took
why isn't that a yellow card?
No
He
yellow
didn't
card.
even get a booking for it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Didn't get a booking for that. How on earth can you ask to try and swap shorts with someone during a game, and that doesn't involve a yellow card?
One paper plane over there in the corner.
Yeah, I'm going to go on mute and I'm going to go over and find out what's going on.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I see one thing of white.
Oh, the top right, top left.
Oh, there's another. Yeah, there's another one there. Let's see. We all want to see what's going on now. Okay, here.
Well, yeah. There's not much else to
Yeah,
get excited about tonight, I think. Where it's going.
there we go.
Well, yeah, okay. Anyway, I know it is early days yet, and we won't give football hope or anything, but
There we go. I just saw a paper plane fly, but it's stuck in the crowd. It just went down a couple rows.
we all wait patiently for these paper planes.
I don't think it's gonna be big
Nothing.
enough.
8, 7, 6.
Oh wait, he did a handball there. No, maybe it wasn't intentional. Richie's arguing for the handball.
Richie's going to get sent off in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh God, this is. I was wondering where the corners would be like. People are running.
Yeah.
What's going on? Over
Oh, hang on, there's something happening. Oh.
The stewards is picking up paper planes. I think.
Oh no! Clear it! Jesus.
Why are you guys so far ahead? I mean, I have BT, not Sky, but I shouldn't be 5 seconds behind. 2 seconds behind.
Yeah, I'm on 1916.
Yeah. Okay. Me too. 19. Well, I'm like some 2 seconds behind you. Less than 2 seconds. Well, doesn't seem like the 18th minute produced anything.
Yeah, nothing.
I think that was why they
Well in. Good tackle.
the stewards were organizing for the 18th minute, but nothing. Oh wait, there's paper planes.
Oh, there,
Yeah.
they're up at the top.
Lad, I went and had a listen to see what was going on and stuff like that, but
What?
the atmosphere is toxic. The crowd's really baying for blood. But as I said, I don't think there's a single plane, especially the ones from the Leeds end, haven't got on the pitch. I was intrigued to see what was happening when they were taking the corner because there was a lot of stewards running around the sides to see what was going on. But I don't obviously we never got saw.
Yeah.
But there's been no disruption at all, but the crowd is baying for blood.
Why were the
Obviously, you
stewards
can't hear it, but they are really baying for blood.
Oh, here's Graham
No,
Jones.
I think you just need to change boots. I think.
All right. I thought we were going to see if Gillespie goes in goal or not.
Graham Jones is the one who's really talking. Wait, they're both talking to him at the same time. This can't work. They're literally both talking at the same time. Oh my God, Bruce! He's looking at Graham Jones like, I'm the manager here.
Yeah.
Oh my
No,
God,
it's not.
that was not a good look from Steve Bruce.
In some ways, like we all want him gone, but I'm starting to actually feel sorry for him now. He just looks totally out of his depth.
He's a proper championship manager.
He's not even that, I would say. He's
Well, to be fair, lads, if he's a championship manager, he should be doing quite well because we're made up of championship players.
I know. Yeah, Dwight Gale, man.
Yeah.
Jeez, he wanted him all his life, whatever. Oh God.
Yeah, but you know what? It's statements like that make him so idiotic. He keeps on saying how he's always wanted these club, and then he doesn't pick him when he's got him. it makes no. And obviously, I know he doesn't get in over Callum Wilson when he's fit.
Yeah.
But we're crying out for having a striker in front here, and he won't touch him with a barge pole. It
Richie,
makes no sense whatsoever.
What were they talking about? Were the commentators talking about protests or like
Nothing. It was literally talking about obviously Rafinha skinned Richie again, and obviously and cleared for the corner. They were basically saying Richie's going to have a long night tonight. And to be fair, I'd be looking to make a tactical change, and I'd be probably looking to to bring Lewis on, because Lewis is quicker than what Richie is. Okay, he's good going forward. We don't know what he's like defensively on that front. Go on.
Go on. Willock. Oh shit.
See, I think now Willock he's. I don't think he's up to the speed he was last year. I think if we had the Willock we had last season when he was on fire, I think he'd probably took that one touch and bang, it would have gone. He wanted too many touches there, in my opinion. But yeah, I think I'd be looking to possibly replace Richie, because I think Rafinha's going to have his life all night. He's already on a booking, and to go the majority of the game with a yellow card against Rafinha, who's skidding him every single time he gets the ball. I'd be possibly looking to bring Lewis on, but we'll see what happens.
Have they said anything about whistles? The protest?
Nothing. Can't hear whistles either. Go on.
What?
Oh God!
Joe Linton, of course.
Linton right onto the legs. God, I don't understand.
That was a chance, though.
I never understand
it was
when they kick it right into the goalie. But I guess it's just the goalie just got good position, but it's not that big.
See, look at that! It's a fantastic run by Maxi. He's skipping down there, but I think is it Miggy that misses the first one?
Yeah.
And then he should be scoring that.
Both of them, to be fair, both of them should be.
Should be scoring that.
Yeah.
Good save for the keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
he just made himself big on the goal line. That's all he could do, and we know that Joe Linton's not a prolific finisher. Do you know what I mean? He just tries to get it on target. So, which is what he did. He's made them make the save, but it wasn't really a hard save, was it? So, it's a save that you expect your keeper to make.
Total whiff by Almiron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only thing. Do you know what? If you look at Almiron, he's in that fantastic position, but he's on his wrong foot. He's left-footed, isn't he? So he's coming on his right foot. But you'd still expect, a Paraguay international to be able to shoot with his right foot as well. And to be fair, it's a side foot one as well. It's not like you're asking for a worldie from the edge of the box or something like that. You talk about 6 yards out with a right foot tap in.
Yeah. Just wrong.
Where's the big banner with the Premier League and the Last Supper banner? No sign of that at all.
I haven't seen anything. But to be fair, we don't know whether. Ooh.
Oh.
Got away with it. I don't see what happened in the build-up there, because obviously it was on. It looks like we're going to see a replay of it now. But Bamford's got all the day in the world there just to slot in Dan James, and the false Rodrigo just put it to the other side of the post. This is the thing. Leeds are we know they're a fantastic team going forward. And to be fair, the way they're going forward, it looks like we're the team that haven't got any defenders in the team.
Yeah.
I think that this protest was not a success by the looks of it, unless there's something else planned. But no,
what did
the plans didn't fly.
Let's talk about. Did they say what was going to happen?
They said the banner in the east stand. They said the paper planes. They said holding up the sheets of paper before the game, and the same ones then would be used as the paper planes. And protesting before the game, I think.
So the one thing we can't comment, we can't comment on whether there's any whistles, because we can't hear.
Yeah.
Whistles, actually,
If anybody in the chat has actually got the volume on and can tell us whether they can actually hear any whistles going off, then obviously let us know, because we can't actually hear. But the stuff like the banners, for all we know,
what is holding up paper?
There was apparently on the base there was many various different banners that was going to be around the ground, aimed to go in the east stand, because obviously that's the stand that it faces the cameras and stuff, so everyone can see on the telly. But also it was meant to be. There was apparently some of the paper planes on one side. It was actually going to show you something, wording, etc. And then obviously that was meant to be held up at the start of the game, and then the paper was then going to be use the paper to be folded, and then you would be able to use that to throw the obviously the planes onto the pitch. But it's, I think once again it's one of these things where there's a potentially a great idea for a peaceful protest, one that gets national media. That unfortunately the fans haven't bought into again, and this is one thing. Unfortunately, like the guys at protest NUFC and United Voice, which both NUFC Matters and Laura do back, but it just seems to be there's that many disgruntled people in the fan base that have their views on different. It's something that unfortunately looks like it's come to nothing again. But as I said, anyone who's that's Pumpkin Street, they're saying that they don't hear any whistles as well. So another potentially good idea not happened. But it's weird how things like you go to the Oldham game and they throw 100 odd tennis balls onto a pitch, and it gets more coverage. It stops the game and stuff like that. And we've got an opportunity here to really put this protest on the map. And once again, it's just come to nothing.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the Geordie Air Force, and it was the Geordie Air Farce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you copywriting that for Twitter later on? Are you, Chris?
Geordie Air Farce. Yeah. I'll take that out right now.
Hashtag Geordie Air Force. I think another thing, Richie.
No, it's ruled out, is it?
No, it went wide.
All right.
Oh, thank God for that.
But they're just cutting through us.
Yeah.
Seriously, they're like a hot knife through butter. Seriously, it's just the balls. Everyone seems it goes straight. Look at the room that. But there's two people on the edge of the box there. Look at Phillips, and then I can't make out what it is. They've got so much room on the outside for the ball getting played back out of them. We're just in complete disarray.
What is going on with their defense? Because it wasn't too bad at the end of last season,
Being Bruce again, Daz.
Jesus.
Bruce Ball.
I remember at the start of the season thinking, at least we have Jones in from the start. Now this time, it can't be as bad as the start as last season.
Well, to be fair, Daz, Lascelles was injured towards the end of the season, so Lascelles is obviously playing, which Martin will tell you he's not my captain, and there's a lot of other people that under Steve Bruce. Lascelles is just,
I think Sharon Fernandez are on the bench. So
and you've got a defensive, you've got a holding midfielder playing right centre back as well. I think we need to move away from this three at the back because he's not playing the right people. Shah or Cher, if I'm going to get pulled for my pronunciations. He does well in a back three. He's good if you've got. He's good to bring the ball out, relieve some pressure on. He's also great just with distribution, and he's sitting on the bench, and we've got a holding player. If he was going to play Hayden as a centre back, I would rather play of the middle of the three and play a normal defensive centre half position. I wouldn't be and play Shaw or however, Care Bear, whichever you want to have. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather have him right centre back and still rely on Hayden in the middle. Lascelles is just like a lost sheep now, and then obviously Fernandez is on the bench, and I like Fernandez. I think he's better than Kieran Clark. I don't understand why Fernandez is not playing over Clark. I don't know if it's just mainly because of the left foot. And here's a Maxi going down the right. And that ball's cut out. Mickey's won it back in the box though. Play it in the middle. Play it in the middle.
To Willock. Come on, Willock. Shoot.
Oh. He didn't like Willock to shout. You can see Willock shout the ball here, but he doesn't look confident.
No.
It's not the same Willock we seem to have last year where
he's not hungry like he was. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that thing where he had a point to prove last year, sort of thing, and has he proved his point because he's got the move he wanted, or
it's still early days from her as well.
No, I agree. Give him a chance. As I said, as I mentioned the other night when I think on the away days with Pete, we discussed it could potentially be a Kennedy. Kennedy was all right. He was all right in his first loan spell, but his second loan spell he was absolutely, he was Kieran Dyer. Do you know what I mean? He was just,
Yeah.
it was abysmal. But the one downside we've got is on that, and I don't think it's going to go like that. But if it was to go that way, it's a 20 odd million hit that we're going to have for it, unfortunately. But I think Willock's a much better player in that position than what Kennedy was in his position when we had him on loan as well. But we just can't seem to get. We're getting some good possession back here in the middle of the park, and we're going forward. It's that final ball and that final third. See, Longstaff's with another ball back.
Good challenge there, yeah.
And Willock's just had that. I wasn't back. I'm looking at from like 15 yards away on the telly here, but that's going to be a foul line.
Yeah, it is. Phillips.
We just need something to a bit of a spark here. Hopefully Max is going to be able to deliver that, because that seems to be the only place we're going to get one from now. They're just bringing up Max Brown's stats now. Do you know what I mean? Look at that for your goals, assists, successful dribbles, open player chances, touches in opposite box. He's first for all the bar goals, and then that's obviously the only reason why he's second is because Wilson has scored more goals than him.
He's best shot stopper as well. That's but everything's going through him.
Yeah, the only thing that he wasn't top for was penalty saved, where Woodman's got one.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
That's just a bit ping, pinball in there. At the minute, the ball's come back out, head back towards the box, but there's no one challenging the Ealing at the back there. He's had time to put the ball up, but it's down our right now. There's a long ball going in towards Rafinha. Loads of space again. Richie's giving them too much room again, and it's a shot on goal, saved by Darlow.
Look, he didn't fumble that.
Yeah, bad once again. The forward there, he's looking for the rebound. There was no one tracking Bamford on for the rebound as well. So if Darlow hadn't recovered that was two. Look at that was the perfect clip there, which tipped the both centre halves. Was about 5 yards further back from Bamford when that ball was bobbled. Go on, Maxie. Come on. Let's get some goal. Go on.
Give us something to shout about.
No, I was a slip by Miggy. Shot. Go! Hit the post!
Oh!
Looks like Richie's hit the post.
Yeah. Corner kick in.
Doesn't look like he hit. He got a great contact. It was more scuffed, and then Ealing took a bit of the edge off it. It hit the post and come out, but corner. But
we're still getting the odd chance. Like,
should have gone for the near post.
I think this is the thing. I think the one promising thing is, and I know it's one, and we're losing 1-0, but we're playing Leeds here, and Leeds are defensively,
suspect.
Any team can get it at Leeds. Whether you've got a full defensive setup with your centre backs or not, but look, we're going to hit on the break here. There's a lot of pace going forward. Come back and they've had to come back in, but it's gone right out to the left.
Oh,
he's overrun it.
Is the corner? Did he run out?
Can't see yet.
Jesus, well, he literally overran the pitch.
It could be a corner. I'm not.
I think it's corner.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
No, come on.
Me and Pete were talking on the Waders on Wednesday night. We both rate Rafinha really highly, and he's torn Richie another one all night tonight. And that was one of the things we feared. He did it last year. He scored a fantastic opener in the same fixture last year. He scored the first night, but to be fair, that could have been his hopeful ball into the box should have been dealt with. But he's a fantastic player, skillful. It's as I said to Pete tonight, it's a sort of player that if a takeover was to go through, it's a sort of player that Newcastle fans would love at the club.
Absolutely, yeah.
I had him on my fantasy squad.
You should have left him in for tonight, Chris. Was obviously going to pick up points.
No, I dropped him. I did some midfield shuffling.
What is going on with your fantasy football team, Chris? We looked at them there a couple of weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, and yeah, you were down towards the bottom of our league. Are you making a comeback now? Are you?
Yeah, I had who did I put in? Bruno. I put in Bruno after the first week when he had a hat trick.
Oh yeah.
And then I had him as captain
Corner.
against Man United. I mean, captain against us when he scored. And yeah, so I don't know.
So yeah, you are making a comeback. So
yeah.
I was going to say, if anyone who's watching the match at home can let us know how the fans are reacting now. 20 minutes on, because obviously as we can't hear what's going on in the ground itself. So if anyone can let us know how the crowd's actually reacting as the game's going on.
Chris Hall, let us know. Chris Hall's in the audience.
Yeah, I better go back to the comments. I kind of forgot about them there.
Help a brother out, Chris Hall.
There's a lot of booing. It looks feels very hostile, from the booing, etc. Because I've got it on Now TV here, so.
So you're probably a bit delayed, are you?
I'm a bit delayed compared to you guys, yeah.
Yeah, why are you so delayed? Are you on streaming?
How is that no free kick?
No, I've got it on the Now TV stick, Chris. So it's like
okay, yeah. I mean, so it's not, yeah.
It's not the best of it.
It's not streaming, but it's
it's
not cable, whatever you guys call it.
Miggy's just being booked for diving.
What?
That's boo.
Mike Dean.
I can't believe there's 2 bookings he should have gave to Leeds, like blatant bookings, and he didn't give anything. And he's given a booking for Miggy there for diving.
I don't know.
Oh well, someone's got to help Maxi out. He can't do it all by himself.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're getting cut open down that right hand side as well now. There seems to be those other switched flanks. Oh, come on.
Fraser's got to come on for the second half. Simple as that.
Yeah. Daniel James hasn't been much of a threat.
No.
But he started last five minutes or so. He is, because he's getting space now. It seems as though Manquillo's moving more over to the central. As though he's going toward like another centre half, because they're getting burnt that much on the left hand side, our left, that we'll try to accommodate by drifting over. So Clark's moving over to try and cover for Richie. Lascelles is shuffling over, and then Hayden's shuffling over. So basically, what's happening is there's more space now for Dan James to drop into behind Manquillo, unfortunately. So it's I would be looking to change, a tactical change as in formation wise, not just.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We're getting burnt down both flanks now. See, look at that. We've tried to thread a ball through where Miggy's surrounded by 3 players. And you've got on the right-hand side, Manquillo's making a run, and he's absolutely got acres of space in front of him. All you need to do is put the ball over the back into the left-back area. And we've tried to go for a Hollywood through ball again. It's not going to work.
Yeah. Well, Joe Linton passed right to guy was double defended, so not a great leading pass by Joe Linton.
I agree with Chris H there on we look like the away side, but we always look like the away side because we never have possession.
Yeah.
See, I've just had a text off the missus. This is what she mentioned when she heard about the protest. She just thought it was going to be a complete failure straight away, and she's just messaged us saying, I see the protest was as embarrassing as I predicted.
The woman's always right.
Will she be saying the same about the tennis balls?
I always thought that was probably the better option, but I don't understand why they didn't go for it. But obviously, that I'm not on the inside and that sort of thing. But
yeah, I don't know. And just back to the protest and the planes. All those planes are gathered in the same spot. There's none anywhere else.
Yeah, they're all behind the goal on the Leeds. The Leeds apparently that was all meant to be along the east stand. I can say it looks like there's the odd one, that might have over the touchline when there's one just to the left of the linesman now. But then you start to think, have they actually managed to throw them over the advertising board if that was the case? Like I mentioned earlier, have people been just an absolute nightmare of God to throw them, or haven't been able to, or have they just not bothered? I know there was talk that we're putting all this paper on the seat. Have the paper actually been took off the seats? I don't know. People would have to tell us who were at the ground on that one. For all we know, that the people who've thrown planes at the far end, they could have brought their own paper, for all we know.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
One and
I remember when George came on the show, George turned around and said that.
Go on, keep going, Mickey. RSM. Go on.
Oh.
Good ball. Oh. Go on, Will, keep it in.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I know George.
Did you see his? He did it like an area. He did a jump in the air, and he jumped like 12 inches. Come on. Pathetic.
Come on.
Pathetic leap by Joe Linton.
Oh, come on.
Again, Longstaff, no power in the shot.
Oh God.
Put your foot through it.
Jesus.
He is one person who put his foot through a ball. He should be doing that.
Chris counted the planes. Counted 25.
The four of us could be doing better than the Newcastle's front attack. God. Pathetic. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was powerful.
He was out of bounds when he.
I think even the anti-vaxxers were more forceful along Jesmond way today.
Where are they?
Yeah,
they're protesting next to the stadium.
Come on, let's do something
before half time.
I'm relying on you guys, since you guys are
come on, hit it.
Second ahead of me.
No.
Hit it.
Yes, score! Yes, ASM. Nice
Hey! How was Gasly was ahead of me?
Oh.
Is it going to be a case of Bruce's luck, or are Leeds going to come out fighting again?
He had a lot to do for me. Could have pulled the trigger several times, mate.
Yeah. Jesus.
What a goal.
He waited too long.
Finish, though. Great finish.
It was. And he's been the man of the match so far, ASM. He's been everywhere.
No,
yeah, he's definitely been our man of the match.
Yeah. He's the only one who made anything happen. Every time he got the ball.
So no, that's what the stats backed up. That came on the screen before.
Yeah, he's the only one who makes anything happen.
The Leeds is plain side.
Willock jumped over it. Nice one.
We're going forward, we are a two-man team. Technically, it's all revolving around Willock and ASM.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
With all the negativity we've gone through in this first half, we've had a few chances, normally what happens to us, as we found out against Manchester United, we normally be the ones get hit right before halftime. Is this has Bruce's luck changed again? Yeah. Are we going to come out in the second half and go for it like we did against Man United in the first couple of minutes?
To be fair, Dad, it's like we were hit with the other end of the stick the other day at Man United. You know what I mean? We conceded just before half time. Can this turn it around for our luck? Concede.
Yeah,
you guys just before. It's something we need to take benefit of it, and we can gain some positivity. We can take it in. The last 5 minutes or so, we've probably been the better side. We've wrestled ourselves back into the game, and mainly because of Maxi doing all the work and stuff like that. And we've proved that we're getting players in good positions.
Get rid of it.
They're just not finishing them. They're trying to walk the ball to the goal, or they're not putting their foot through the ball. But that was a fantastic run by Maxi, and when he got the chance to strike, he put his foot through the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah. So many times, Longstaff and Miggy, their shots, they don't put any power in it. Yeah. Or they're spent force when it comes to the actual shot.
Yeah.
And Longstaff can hit them. I remember the early days he was taking shots from outside the box.
Yeah.
But look at his. If you remember his loan spell at Blackpool, the amount of long range shots he
Yeah.
was scoring from about 20, 25 yards that were sailing the top corner and stuff like that. He was hitting them like an exocet missile. But for some reason, he doesn't seem to be able to do it for us. I don't know whether it's just nervousness or he hasn't got that extra because of the level he's playing at now. He hasn't got his, the confidence to put his foot through the ball. I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems to be a mental thing with a lot of our players. That's the problem.
Yeah. I see that.
And I think this man's a problem with the mental thing, as you say. I mean, under Benitez, Longstaff was thriving, but as soon as Bruce comes in, he's gone the other way.
No confidence, yeah.
To be fair, Donald, we could say that with the whole of the Newcastle squad.
Team,
though.
yeah.
You
But
look at how many players have regressed since
Yeah, absolutely.
There's not one player that's improved under Bruce.
No, well, all in all, it's been Bruce goes work in progress. It's been work in regress, rather than work in progress.
I'm just glad we saw a goal, lads.
Yeah, so am I.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
So the 3-0 shutting down the show is off the cards now.
This
Go on, Max, go on.
Go on, ASM. Give it
Too
up
much
again.
ran into traffic.
Oh God, Miggy, come on.
No, ooh, come on.
God,
Load up, Brett.
Oh no.
No. Someone come to him. Fucking hell, what's going on there?
Nobody want. Come on.
Oh my
Nobody
God.
go to him.
Thank God for that.
That was a great
three
save.
chances they had there. Fuck's sake. Sorry for the language, people, but there was acres of space and no one was going anywhere near him.
Great save by.
Look at it, everyone's backing off from him. Everyone was backing off. And watch when the ball goes in as well. The ball
That happens again.
Yard box. Look, no one's going.
No, again, they give him loads of space.
He's on his own there.
Rafinha was like,
on his own.
had
Oh,
loads of time.
Jesus. I feel sorry for Darlow there. How did we get away with that?
Well, I'll tell you what, we got away with murder there, didn't we? Got away with murder there.
Something seriously, something needs to be done in that dressing room at half time defensively.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I was going to say there should be boots and everything thrown, teacups thrown.
That was Maxi salvaging what would have been a dreadful half for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's like that. I said that 10 minutes before the goal. I said the one lucky thing is that we're playing Leeds.
Yeah.
And the Leeds concede and we're only one behind and we'll still be able to create something. And that's been the case. We've had a good few chances. It's just we haven't been clinical.
We haven't, yeah. That final third, the final ball in the final third has been.
Yeah. That final 25 yards from goal, it's just that's what's been letting some of the build-up play down.
It's going to get a glass of water.
This team talk is going to make or break Bruce here. We know he can pull out some stinkers with the way they come out in the second half. So it's massive.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a huge second half for both teams really because both teams haven't got a win yet this season. And as me and Pete discussed the other night, if Leeds were to lose tonight, they're not under as much pressure as what Newcastle were. If we were to lose, Bielsa's got a bit more of a leeway with the fans and stuff like that, and they'll believe they can turn it around. Newcastle, the 3 points tonight is so much more important for us than it is Leeds.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I need a point.
I mean, as I've mentioned in a message on Twitter, Bruce is in a lock-in in Last Chance Saloon, isn't he? He's enjoying a lock-in at the minute. he had his last drink months ago, but he's enjoying the lock-in, and
Yeah, he's like the old Western Saloon. He's now standing next to the piss pot, isn't he?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right, just a little drink, lad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you let's go around the table again. We'll start with you, Chris. Would you make any changes now at halftime? What would you do? And I bring up the team as well, and so you can see who's on the bench.
Yeah, I would bring on Fraser for Longstaff. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not getting anything from Longstaff. I think Fraser's got to be put on. The back, I mean the defense is kind of dire. I don't know. I might take off. Let's see who. Take off Clark and put on Share.
Yeah, you could take off Hayden, Lascelles, and Clark and bring on Sheriff Fernandez and Kraft there
Yeah.
because they were so slow to react to any kind of movement there than the last 30 seconds.
They definitely need to shake up the defense because it's just been porous, and if not for some good saves by Darlow, and it could have been far worse. But so I'd bring on Fraser and Cher.
Fraser and Cher.
Yeah.
And you're taking off Longstaff and one of the defenders.
Yeah.
Central defenders. Okay.
Probably Clark.
Lads, just an update for you. If anyone was actually watching the adverts on the telly, it is capable that Geordies are able to fold paper into shapes. Ant and Deck have done quite a lot of origami on the Santander advert. So paper folding can be done by Geordies, just not on St James's Park.
I get different ads here actually. I think so.
Right.
I don't see those ones, Richie.
Oh,
But thanks for the update.
There
Donald,
was someone doing some paper folding, protesting somewhere, but it wasn't paper planes.
Yeah, sorry, Daz. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, Donald, would you make any changes now, or what would you do to switch it up, or does it need to be switched up?
It needs to be switched up. I think maybe go to a back four, put Hayden in his normal holding position, bring Fraser on for Longstaff, because Fraser will run up their defence. And maybe have Fraser one flank, ASM another flank. That's what I would do. And maybe take off Joe Linton and bring Gale on.
Yeah. Joe Linton hasn't done anything.
So that would be my three changes. I mean, obviously, we're not in charge, but those changes make sense if we want to go and seal the 3 points.
Don't know who Chris is talking to, but Richie, would you make any changes?
I said we are in charge during halftime.
I think the first thing we need to do is it looks like we have got a few things that's going on in our chats and stuff for people who are watching the game as well. That Newcastle have changed formation slightly and they've gone back to a 4-4-2 towards the end of the half. I think if that's the case, we're going to have to start. I think I would change our personnel because we're carrying a striker up front with Joe Linton, who he's going to be playing up top, and he doesn't play in that formation. Playing at Hoffenheim, he was one of three up top. Do you know what I mean? He tend to like coming from the flank, so that's one position. If we are going to stay with a 4-4-2, you're going to need to change him. I think you'd have to go and bring Gale on. And if Richie's still playing at left back, then I think you're going to have to change him because Rafinha looks like he's going to get past him every single time. And
he's on a yellow card as well.
Yeah, he's carried that for the whole of the thing. And then if they keep getting space down there, Richie's going to get more and more frustrated, and we know that he can lose his temper. So he's potentially a walking liability for the second half in that case. So yeah, possibly look at bringing Lewis on, some point in that start the second half, and then see what happens. But
the only thing with that, Rich, Lewis doesn't fill me with confidence as a left back going forward. Yeah, but
do you know what?
If we're going to 4-4-2, would you risk him there? Then that would be my worry.
If you look at that highlight there, right? That's just got on there when there's been that shot from Rafinha.
Hayden.
Look, Richie's just coming to the shot there. Just.
Yeah.
You've got to look. You've got to think.
Yeah.
Richie's not an out left back. When we bought Richie, he was a right midfielder.
Oh yeah.
And then he transitioned over to the left, and now he's playing left wing back. He's not a full back. Full stop. Yeah. I would rather play Kieran Clark at left back than Richie at left back. But we've got a left back sitting on the bench who Jurgen Klopp rates very highly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Kieran Clark doesn't. I'm going to negative in that suggestion as well. Kieran Clark has no pace. Your man Rafinha will do for pace. So maybe Lewis is the option with Richie on the yellow card as well.
The one thing I'd say about Clark though, Daz, is because he's a defender, he's going to be better positionally sense-wise than what Richie is. Once again, he's another person who's playing as a round peg in a square hole. Yeah. He's not a left back. We've got a left back on the bench.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Just give him a bit of confidence. You know what I mean? Rather than just bring him on if you want a little bit legs when you're 2 goals down or something. You know, he can be an attacking threat on them, and if him going forward, it might be able to pin their full back forward so they can't overlap Rafinha or something. Yeah. You know, we're the home team here. We're not the ones who are the away team who are on the ropes. We should be putting Leeds on the ropes. They're the team that's only got 1 centre half.
Yeah.
You know, this is the frustrating thing. We never ever take the game to other teams anymore. And that's what Newcastle fans want. We want to see our team, especially at home, we want to see our team take it to the opposition. It doesn't matter if it's Man City or whether it's Norwich or whoever it is that's the opposition. We should be taking the game to Leeds tonight. And when we've got the ball going forward, especially through Maxi, we've looked good. He just needs some support around him. And if that relation, when look at last season when Maxi and Lewis played, they were starting to build up a relationship, an understanding, and that extra pace of Lewis going on the left, I think would work. And as I said at the start of this comment, Jurgen Klopp doesn't sign bad players. He wanted him to contest with Andy Robertson at Liverpool. He's not a bad player.
No.
Yeah, no, he did want him, but not at the price that we paid for him. But but
that's on that one. Look, I think Liverpool bid 11.5 million was it for him, and we got him. I think was it 13.
15, no?
15, 15.
Well, what do you know? What? I'm not being funny, but to Liverpool, that's penny pinching. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Liverpool don't spend the same amount of players as like Man City or Man United or Chelsea on players. They tend to, unless it's someone that they really, really see as a key part of their team, like Van Dijk or Alisson, then they've smashed it. But if you look at the other stuff, when they bought in like Thiago, they didn't pay hardly anything for him. If you look through the rest of that squad, there's not many big priced players in the team. Do you know what I mean? So they don't go and splash their cash. And I think Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool does something similar. What the business thing is, from the Fenway Group's very similar to possibly what Mike Ashley, and they'll say, right, that is your transfer budget. That's what you'll work with it. And Klopp does that, and that's why you'll see, Thiago came in last season for nothing. He was a free transfer. Fantastic addition. I think he's a great player, but they didn't pay anything for him. So that's because Liverpool are able to get those better players on a free transfer. Yeah. But what the Bulls will do is
they can pay the wage.
To a similar sort of, as I said, structure at Newcastle. When they've wanted the players, the Fenway Group have backed Klopp, so they went and got Van Dijk. They went and got Alisson, and when those two were fit, they got the title for them. So that's the issue. They've backed the manager when they really had to, when the missing pieces were there. And Lewis, I think there's a Greek lad who's Robertson's backup. Now you might know more about him, Chris. Is it that?
Timas.
I think they paid a little bit more than what they bid for Lewis. And Lewis has got Premiership experience, so I was surprised when that was the case. But Klopp didn't want Lewis. I think going back to the main point, Lewis isn't a bad player. No. We've got a left back that can make a difference on it, but just have some faith in the lad.
That's it.
I take your point, Richie, and I think I would make that change as well. We know we won't see any change until about the 60th, 65th minute. But that Lewis is an option there for Richie. I know we'll miss the passion of Richie, but with him being on a yellow card, that passion we don't want to go down to 10 men. I'd also look at taking Joe Linton off and bringing on Gale at some point as well.
Yeah.
If it stays like this, even if we go another goal behind, Gale has to come on. And as I think Yano said as well, Fernandez just to shore it up at the back, bring a bit of organisation to it or something.
Yeah.
It's a bit all over the place at the moment. But see, the lads in the chat, Richie, are saying that thinking that's gone to 4-4-2. I didn't notice that myself. But
I reckon it's gone. They've changed it to 4-4-2 as part of the discussion that was done towards the end of the half. But I don't know whether that's why we looked at a bit of disarray towards the end of the half, because we know from past experience at the end of last season that the message never seems to get across very well, does it?
No, it doesn't.
You know, when we make changes during the game, we don't seem to get the message across. The amount of times where we conceded goals when subs came on, and then Richie got blamed for not passing the message on for whatever. And we know it's old history, but we know we don't seem to do in-game changes very well. So it'll be nice to see whether when they come out and they've had the halftime talk, whether it's addressed properly, and everyone hopefully will know now where they're meant to be. When you go for the back four, you're obviously going to move Hayden straight into the middle to play alongside Longstaff in the middle. But it's the one bad thing about that is you're going to be playing Manquillo and Richie on the two flanks, but you're pretty much hitty-missy with you've got then too many, as I said, round pegs and square holes for the rest of the team, because having that 4-4-2 and having Hayden and Longstaff in the middle, and you've got Willock to fit in, then you've got Miggy, ASM, and they're more wide attacking players. There's playing out of position. Willock's more a centre of the park sort of player. Where does he fit in a 4-4-2 formation? It's probably, in my eyes, he'd be better going to a flat back four. Have two holding players, have two centre. Play Longstaff a little bit deeper with Hayden. Or possibly, if you think that Longstaff hasn't been played, Pete mentioned, bring Shaw in to play alongside Hayden and have someone that can carry the ball out alongside him. Then you could play, Willock as a number 10, have Maxi and Miggy either side. If Miggy doesn't seem to be the same as what he was at Man United, so perhaps he's a replacement where you could bring Fraser on, bring him on the right and Maxi back on the left, and then go Gale up front and stuff like that instead of Joe Linton. But I don't think the 4-4-2 works with the personnel we've got out there at the minute. That's the only thing I would say to it. So it'll be nice to see whether there's any changes at half time. Probably not, as we know he likes to make them up 65th minute. But
65th.
That's not a waste of time. What we've just been talking about.
this season's going to be 66 minute, 10:66, 1966.
And we're back.
We're back
live for the second half.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this team talk has done something.
Yeah, better have done something.
What smells, dude? What is that? Okay. Lascelles passed to no one.
That says it all, doesn't it? Leeds and Newcastle have had the most shots on target against them this season. That's a surprising stat that Leicester are fourth. They faced the fourth highest shots on target, Leicester.
What's your beverage, Dino?
Vodka and Coke.
I'm just drinking water.
Nice.
I'm the bad boy of the fort today. You all healthy.
I should drink the water because I pressed the wrong button and shut down the show if I'm drinking.
Not 3-0 yet, quite that. We're actually in the game still.
Yeah, there's a game going on.
3-1 is still on, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I said 2-2, so that's obviously still on. So
yeah, the Desmond score is still on. Yeah.
Yeah, Desmond's still on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, however, Mike Dean, get out the way.
Ah, Jesus. Ah, yeah. Okay, you brought it back.
I don't want to jinx it, but I don't. We've seen played Calvin. What's his name? Pretty well tonight.
Phillips.
He hasn't really played
He's looked. You know what? He's looked more of a threat when they've been going forward. A lot of times he's been on the edge of the area. He's been playing more like he has for England. You know, for Leeds, he tends to be more of a holding role, but because they've been having that much space, he's been able to get further forward as well. And there's been a lot of times he's been sitting, on the edge of the box. That ball will be pulled back out and stuff like that. So, go Newcastle on the break here.
Go on.
So he's been
Come on, get the
more
ball
involved
your
than
feet,
like
man.
your
How
feet.
I can't believe how
Matt Ritchie
who we are for making short passes to each other.
Let's do around the table again, lads. After the first half and where we are now, call it. Do you want to revise your predictions?
No, never.
No, I'll stick with mine.
Never revise.
I'm sticking with mine. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. That's life.
Well, I'm definitely have to revise mine because I said a 2-0 defeat. So I'm going to go.
No, it works. You're out. You don't get to.
Chris, what was that, Chris? That was Chris. And we're down to 3.
Daz has the power.
You're back again, Chris.
No, I'm under. No, wait, I was under you. I'm under with you. Yeah. What do you think? I was curious. What do you think that Steve Bruce said to Bielsa at the beginning of the match? Because as we know,
it doesn't matter what he said. Bielsa probably didn't understand him.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the Spanish for bacon?
Porchetta.
El bacon, senor.
Come on.
Yeah, you'll have to go up he probably was looking for the translator to say, do you fancy a kebab after the game? Like,
yeah. Donna kebab, senor.
they have kind of the same build,
Yeah.
Portly.
It's Longstaff has 2 left feet and he's right-footed. Nice one.
Oh my gosh. What do you guys think? Do you think that what's his name? Who's the striker for Leeds? That
Bamford.
Bamford. That his England call up was deserved, or would you put somebody else up there?
No. Last season he was playing well. Not this season. He hasn't done much. Yeah. He would deserve an Irish call up the way he's playing now. But
he need to check his passport. His birth certificate.
He turned that down. He turned that down at one stage, I think.
Okay.
I think the thing is though, it's like I think the top 2 players right for the forward line is Harry Kane and Calvert-Lewin by the looks of things.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few that are going behind it. Do you know what? It wouldn't have surprised me if he may have took Wilson, because Wilson had started quite well before his knock. Bamford hasn't started anywhere near as good as well last year. Danny Ings is possibly another one that could have been in that squad. I imagine that he would have done better against Andorra than what Bamford would have, because he's a different sort of striker, and I don't really think you're going to play the ball through very well with Bamford, whereas Ings is better technically and he's better on the runs as well. So whereas Bamford's not, they just didn't basically play the way they should have, the way it suits them against them. But no, I wouldn't have put him in the squad full stop, if I'm honest with you.
I tell you what, it's a shit. Who deserves it a call up when is Mikhail Antonio, from West Ham.
He's just went and pledged his allegiance to Jamaica.
Oh well, that's him gone. But he would be. I saw him. It was the other week or so. He's got some great qualities as a number 9. Strong, fast. But obviously, if he's gone to Jamaica, then obviously nothing.
I don't know if he's actually played a competitive game yet for them, but I know that he did say that he was going to go to them because he was getting overlooked by England. So obviously, we just have to wait and see what happens on that one. I'll have a quick look to see whether he actually played when he was over there, but I don't think he actually
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
he did. He's actually
All right.
played a competitive game for them now. So
right.
yeah, he's definitely
So is
he
it-
played in the. He's what? He played in the last game against Panama where they lost 3-0. So yeah, he's definitely off the table, Donald.
Yeah, he's definitely on. Yeah, it's a shame. He would be an ideal number 9. But if he's a
I think the only thing against him, because he hasn't played for England before, was the fact I think he's 29.
Age, yeah.
Whereas you look at Wilson's a similar age, but he's already been in the squad before.
Yeah, and he
So
scored as well.
so that's possibly where you might get a bit more leeway if. Where's Darlow?
Where's he gone? Jesus.
What's he doing?
What's that about?
I don't know. I don't know how it just cut back and all you saw was. I thought that Lascelles was leaving the ball for Darlow, then all of a sudden Darlow wasn't there.
Last man back. Jesus.
Daz, before you left, I was going to say I think you're just upset that that Jack Grealish could have played for Ireland, but he chose.
Yeah. Oh, great save. Yeah, and Declan Rice. Both of them were.
However, was Darlow doing that?
Was that Darlow? Was it off one of our own men? That
I don't know what's going on here in
it's absolute.
the keeper.
Keystone Cup stuff there.
I'll tell you what, I think Miggy's having a nightmare tonight.
Gloves, come on. Darlow.
I don't know about you lads, but does everybody else think that Miggy's having a bit of a mare tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't done much, hasn't he?
Yeah,
here we go. Go on, SM. All on his own. No one.
Miggy hasn't shown his Man U.
Oh, go.
Oh, come on.
Hayden, is it?
Joe
Joe
Lind.
Lind.
No,
Take him off.
Hayden might have hit the target, Daz.
Yeah.
What's going on with Darlow?
Have a look at this. Who is it? I think it's our own player here. It is?
Oh, it is.
Was it Lascelles? God, what was he doing?
Jesus. That's not good.
Me.
Lascelles, I don't know. I've never rated him.
Joe Linton, honestly, man.
Do you know what?
You're that far back to him.
Lascelles is definitely
I'm a bit far back. I'm gonna have to get on these alternative streams. I'll call them out.
What is that? Is that some of the Sunderland podcast? Is it that Donald?
Go on, Jolie.
No. I'm talking about the viewing. No.
Oh,
go on, Maxie.
No.
Mate, get out the way, man.
Again.
God.
Are you having a laugh? You stood right in the way.
Always wants to be centre of attention.
Jesus.
Watch him, look. The ball goes right back and he just stands there.
The
look.
ref.
Get out the way. Oh, my word.
Give the ref a jersey.
He didn't even try and get out the way. He just stood there.
No. Yeah. God, this is dangerous.
He owes us now.
But to be fair, he has been like an extra man for Leeds tonight anyway, not booking some of the players. And
Yeah. Go on, Miggy.
I didn't even see Richie's yellow card was deserved.
No, it was deserved. Yeah, it was a stupid one. He put his hand up when he's getting away.
Rafinha, he skinned him, then he let this went stop going back, and he caught him right in the eye.
Oh.
But the thing is, though, there's been blatant ones for them as for Leeds as well. You know, as I said, when I don't know who it was, tried to swap shots with Joe Linton, and he doesn't get back. Then Klitsch did the same as well, and
come on,
he just took Miggy out when Miggy skinned him, and nothing. I don't know. It's just
no consistency, basically.
No, that's the problem with the refereeing in the Premier League. There's no consistency.
No.
See, to me, I thought that. He's going to book someone. I thought that was soft.
It could be Hayden for diving or something yet.
No, it'll be Hayden for dissent for Mike Dean getting in the way. See that? There But
Ah,
the
that's
ones in the
blatant,
first half
yeah.
were worse than that.
Yeah, they were. The one where you pulled back Joe Linton, yeah.
Yeah, that was a make do. Why does everyone on Leeds have the same haircut where it's like?
Must go to the same
You
barber.
remember they all had the man buns last season?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Like, what is the deal? Like, they say, okay, this season we're doing like the alligator or whatever. It's
Yeah.
Hey, and another thing, Chris, where's your ASM headband? You told us you were going to get one.
Yeah. Where is it? The Gucci headband.
Oh, that
Chris,
was
where's it,
boring.
man?
It's coming on Amazon Prime.
Is it? It's coming in. All right.
DHgate. I hope it's not like my kit from DHgate. I was telling Richie, got all the way to within an hour of my house, and then decided to go all the way back to China.
Oh dear.
God, no.
Yeah. I actually got a training top off them, the Castore one. 12 quid. Lovely jubbly. Great deal. That.
This one.
Is that the blue one, don't know?
Blue one, yeah, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's a nice training top. Better than paying, 40 odd quid or whatever they are in the bloody shops. I thought, lovely sorted.
Come on.
Oh, good save.
He didn't half hit it, man. He was good.
Yeah, the power in that. And he kept it down.
The Leeds goalie looks like he's 10 years old.
Get on half fare up for the bus side.
To be fair, you'd be getting shot if you were beaten there, mind, by the kid who was the keeper. If you were getting beat at the front post there, mind.
Oh, yeah.
From that distance.
To be fair, it doesn't look like it was actually going to go inside the front post anyway. It was just going to go past it, but, he still didn't know, did he?
Yeah, man, that's it. Yeah, well, it's a typical thing when you're in goal, watch your near post, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah.
You never get beat, you never... It's a good save by the keeper.
See, this is where Leeds tend to tire, right? And we're not even trying to press them. There's no press whatsoever.
Yeah.
We're giving them far too much time on the ball.
Bit of a dig at Leeds there. There's no barbers in Leeds on the sheep shears.
Hey up, lad, would I like some shearing done? I went to university and also I picked up a little bit of the twang.
Wait, what were you reading that? Was that a sign, or what did you see, Daz?
Sorry?
What was the thing about the barber? What did you see?
Oh, it was a commentary from.
Oh,
yeah, there it is.
ADB, yeah.
Okay.
There's no barbers in these, only sheep shearers. There's a farming in it, Yorkshire.
Yeah.
okay.
60th minute, lads. It's nearly 5 more minutes.
5 minutes before the next change, then.
6. I'm saying it's 6 minutes this year. 66.
Is it? Oh, well, fair enough.
Bruce has advanced 1 minute. Oh man,
Leeds haven't done much this half so far. It's kind of
They don't look as potent this half as they did.
no.
that must have been quite a halftime talk by Bruce.
That's Dan James going off, so that's an attacking threat going off for them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tyler Roberts.
Fix his hair.
No, he goes to the same barbers as well.
Yeah. Farmer Giles.
Yeah.
Oh wait, here's the man bun. They didn't have enough man buns on the.
He's combined the two styles there, Chris.
Hold on, hold on, lads. It's a change before the 65th minute.
It's Miggy for Fraser.
Yeah, one we did call. I said that probably a good swap later on. So
Isn't that what I wait? I said no. I said Fraser for Longstaff.
Yeah.
No, I think they'll keep him in the middle. I think they'll play Hayden and Longstaff as they might do like a 4-2-3-1 and then put Fraser on the right, Maxi on the left, and Willock as behind Joe Linton, I think.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that you can't have Joe Linton. But it looks like they've actually played Joe Linton as the left.
I really want Fraser to do well.
I want him to do well as well. Really, I mean, he's come on at the right time as well to really show his stuff.
Yeah, it does actually look like it's a 4-5-1. If you want to look at by the way they're setting up, it looks like Longstaff's going to play as like a number 8 that he's going to like box to box, and Hayden's going to sit in front, and Willock's going to be as the number 10 sort of role. But it looks like they put Joe Linton on the left, and Maxi up top, which I would rather put Gale up top and put Maxi on the left.
Yeah.
What's the
personally
8 and 6? Well, I started hearing about number 6 recently. I never heard about that before.
I think number 6. It's I always associate it's number 6 as a centre half. I always put like a number. I always thought as a number 4 is like your defensive holding midfielder. Your number 8 is like your box to box midfielder type thing, and then your number 10 is like someone who plays behind the front man.
There was a banner there.
Oh, I know.
Masters.
They were saying that Jude Bellingham can play a number 6 for England, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, they probably mean a number 4.
Yeah.
They said 6. I don't know. God, so many sounds outside.
Do you see the sirens when Carragher and Neville were talking to Holly?
I heard that. Yeah, I saw that.
You know the sirens now?
Yeah.
My door is closed next door.
It's okay. It's not too bad.
Yeah. It's like whenever I was outside back in those days, it was I just get the sirens. Come on, lads.
It's got a bit scrappy all of a sudden, doesn't it? Last 5 minutes or so, lads. It's
not an awful happening. No.
Yeah.
Fraser is playing on the right.
Yeah, I think that's where he needs to play. To be honest, either he can play on both flanks, but
go on. Bringing it back, is he? Whatever happened before.
I'm sensing Fraser's going to do something. Hopefully, I got good sense.
I have a feeling we're not going to see Lewis, Richie.
No, it didn't.
No, that's all well, like, but
he seems to be buried on the squad. Oh,
it's high foot, yeah.
Oh God.
Good track back.
Come on, guys.
Oh, come on. Go on, man.
Okay, who's there? Go on.
Go on,
Maxi.
Keep going.
Return. Yeah. Again, give it a go.
Awful ball.
At least they're trying, though. That's something positive.
You've got, you want your players to at least try. You know what I mean? We know that Mankiw is not normally a forward going. He defends better as a wing back. He's a more out and out right back than a wing back. You possibly might see a better forward ball if it'd been someone like Murphy or something like that. But all you can do is you want these players to be trying to make good hit. No, you want them to be trying to play a forward ball. So at least you try to do that. That's one thing we've been critical of a lot of Newcastle players playing side to side balls or backwards balls. At least they're trying to play the ball through big forward. So.
You're playing the ball side to side. You're not going anywhere, are you? Whereas if you
no, that's it. At least we're trying. At least they're trying to do it.
Get somewhere. Yeah, that's it. Oh, agree with you there, Stu.
Yeah. No, they both need to go for the win.
Yeah.
I think next change for me would definitely be. I think I'd definitely be trying to bring Gale on for Joe Linton personally.
Yeah.
I think James is commenting on our silence at times. There's only 4 of us, so we have to try and watch the game and comment at the same time as what's happening.
Yeah.
So, we'll have nothing to talk about if we don't look at the game.
It's like, is it James? Aren't you watching the same game we're watching? Aren't you spellbound? Riveted to the screen.
Oh,
Right,
the genius going off. That's pleasing. One of
That
their
is
days
indeed.
have been going off.
Yeah. I want to throw something because it is kind of got a bit quiet in the game. I want to throw something else up at you lads.
Dad.
Let me just put this. Thoughts?
Have you seen his house?
No.
He has his house is like a skyscraper. It's like 10 stories.
Ambani, yeah.
Yeah, 10. It's the most expensive house in the world. Like, it's like 10 stories, and they mostly occupy like the top 2 stories. It's pretty amazing. That's as far as I got it into looking into him.
Yeah, so you're really staying away from it, Chris. If you're just concentrating on what he has.
Yeah, I mean,
don't go any further.
I'm not into the whole plane spotting and stuff on whether he was coming to Newcastle or not.
Yeah. Well,
he's probably. I'm sure he knows the Rubens, and the Rubens, deal with him. I don't think he has anything to do with Newcastle United.
No.
No, I think it's more of a. I think there is something going on because he wouldn't. I know. Obviously, Mitch mentioned this earlier on the Fab 4 that £5,000 to arrange a fake flight or to transponder off nothing to them. I think the analogy was he's probably earned £5,000 in that 10 seconds that I've just spoke there.
Yeah.
It's. Well, I think what you've got to look at it's that activity in the UK is a lot more than they normally are. So I think there's definitely something there. There was another good thing that I actually spoke to Stu about this earlier on. He mentioned, he said, and to be fair, he said his hands up in the Fab 4 show where he predicted that possibly if with Pitt's allegiance to McLaren about doing an F1 track up in the northeast. And now, what's interesting that is, if that was something that was the Rubens being on board, they've already got a fantastic relationship with the local council, and there's a lot of open space near the race course where you've got like the Sage area around Gosforth and stuff. There's a lot of places like that where they could do stuff with. So it might be just Stu's personal thoughts, but at the same time, the Rubens do have a lot of connections within the council because of the properties they own in Newcastle. So, the stuff like that, I've heard rumours of new training grounds where they're possibly looking at, and some sites have been discussed if takeover was to go through and stuff like that. And that's all because of the relationship the Rubens have got with the council, having the race course and a lot of the buildings on like Pilgrim Street and stuff like that. And so. Oh my God! Sorry, I just got distracted by Joe Litton doing absolutely jack shit and falling out of his damn feet.
So you think that the Albani could replace the PIF and in the same consortium, like Amanda and the Rubens with Albani?
No, I think one of the things that was, a lot of the. I know Steve had mentioned that he turned around and said, he'd spoken to people on different sides of stuff, and nobody, as far as I know, it's still exactly the same. But at the end of the day, that's what could be happening in regards to your NDAs. They can't say anything. They don't want to risk any jeopardization. And as far as things stand, they're still in the same boat. Yeah. But there's also the rumours that deals have been rejigged regards to percentages and has someone come in or has someone replaced whatever. Or, some people have said that has Umbani and Reliance replaced PIF, but haven't sort of thing because of the relationship that PIF have with Reliance because they've invested in them.
Yeah.
There's so many ifs and buts and possibles and maybes and stuff like that. And we'll never know unless, something's said, something done on that sort of front. So until we know any further, it's all if, buts and maybes, as I've just said. But, there's lots of different potentials. And I think, I don't think, oh, thank God, that was straight at him. I think the Rubens for a 10%, I think they were a very integral part of the consortium's plans for the club
building.
Full, not necessarily they've been brought in to help with the finances regards to playing squad or stadium upkeep or repairs. They're out there for future development regard new academy, new training grounds, and other stuff that they can use elsewhere. If as Stu mentioned, could there be something regards building an F1 track in the area if they wanted to try this 2030 vision that they've got sort of thing with PIF and stuff.
Yeah,
there's loads and loads of possibilities, and obviously we'll never know until the club's sold and what things are going to happen going forward. It's as I said, it's all ifs, buts, and maybes until Mike Ashley's gone, and then we can find out what plans are, and they might come a bit forward about what they want to do going forward for the club and the area and stuff like that. Because we know there was lots of investments mentioned that they want to do in the northeast. We just need to know what sort of investments that is.
Yeah.
Just for someone's asking the chat, I think it was Joe, is asking about the score. It's 1-1. We went behind early enough and scored just before halftime. ASM strike after he cut through and looked to shoot a couple of times, and then bided his time and then shot and scored for us. So 1-1 on 72 minutes.
Do you know what? I still think there could be. I still think there's goals here somewhere. For us, I think we seem to be getting in better positions, but we just, as we mentioned, we can't finish the ball. Whereas they seem to be getting in better positions, and they're just wasting their chances.
Yeah.
Go on, Will. Kept it in, did he?
Yeah, but then the finish was falling again. Go on, Maxi. Oh, good save. I can't believe how poor our finishing is. I really don't.
Apart from ASM, the shots.
Yeah, he's the only one who's put his foot through the ball every time. He's actually striking the ball.
Yeah. And the only times he's not is when he's looking for a gap to shoot, and it just kind of gets away from him. Then
they hit the ball, but it goes right into the ground. Whereas ASM hits it in the air.
Get back to him there. You give it back straight back to him.
Come on, that was poor. Calvin.
Free kick. Dangerous area here.
Possibly a bit too far out. I think it's a little bit too far out, isn't it? That's about the only thing I would say about it.
Straight on as well, yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those ones where you'd like it to either have it 4 or 5 yards either side of where it is to create an angle. It's a bit, as you said, Dad, it's a bit central, but it's also a little bit too far out to do anything with it as well.
Yeah.
You take it 5 yards further forward, you could probably have a shot on goal with it, but you look at how far look at the two Leeds players, they're literally pretty much the full width of the box just to try to create an angle for a run in or something like that.
Yeah, you'd want Roberto Carlos to score from there.
Yeah.
Carlos, yeah.
I still love that free kick. That bend he got on that ball.
I know it was like something out of a Shaolin soccer, wasn't it? The way it went. Boom, boom.
Yeah, it was the fact that it must have been about 2 or 3 meters past the post.
Yeah,
and it's bent back in by it.
I know. It was bizarre.
It's the best free kick ever.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Sorry, bend it like Beckham.
Bend it like Beckham. Yeah.
Bend it like Roberto Carlos.
Since you mentioned two soccer films there, Shaolin Soccer and Bend It Like Beckham, best soccer film ever?
Oh,
I'm gonna say Goal.
Nah, Escape the Victory.
Oh, Escape the Victory, yeah. I love that.
Yeah. So Rocky trying to be a goalkeeper, yeah.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah. I remember watching that at my dad's pub on VHS because obviously I've been, like yourselves, a football fan for ages. I was like quite excited because I knew about John Walk. I think Russell Osman was in it, Ipswich, and you had obviously Pele, Ozzy Ardiles, and I think Bobby Moore was in it, yeah. And then
you got Sly Stallone playing in goal.
And I don't know if you knew this, Richie, but for the German team on the German team, their goalkeeper was actually Ipswich's reserve keeper at the time.
Oh, really?
I knew he was a professional, but I wasn't too sure who he played for.
Yeah, if Google it, it was. I'm sure it was Laurie Civil who played for Ipswich.
So would he have been in this? Would he have been in the same squad as John Walk at the time then?
He would have been. Obviously, we're talking sort of near enough. I think Bobby Robson might have been manager at that time
Because that's when John Walk was at Ipswich, wasn't he?
Yeah,
At the same time.
And Russell Osman as well. I think. Russell Osman.
Oh, he should have saved.
I haven't seen any football films besides Goal or Bend It Like Beckham. So
you want to see Escape to Victory?
Oh, you have to watch Escape to Victory.
I'm going to say of the two I've seen, Bend It Like Beckham was better than Goal.
Oh yeah. Well, I could relate to Bend It Like Beckham.
What?
Well,
Bend It Like Beckham is better than Goal. I'm not having that, Chris.
No, but I can relate to Bend It Like Beckham coming from the community. It made me laugh no end.
Yeah.
Good ball. Come on, Joe Linton.
Even though
He will look up. What's that?
I know the guy that played
No
Gavin.
one.
Yeah.
I have a good story about that. So maybe I can tell it. Okay, so what they would do is they would film the match with like 10 cameras, and then the next day they would bring back some of the players with actors to recreate some of the key moments from the game and put that in the film. And then at the end of the games, they would hide behind the hoardings, and the actors would come onto the pitch and like pretend that they were like in full kits. And so the guy who played Gavin, didn't
Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, yeah.
No, his name is Alessandro Nivola. He's actually the star of the new Sopranos film. He plays
Joe Linton going off, lads.
Who's coming on?
Time.
Can't see yet.
Bet should be Murphy.
Oh no! Look, actually, no. It might just be going for a drink by the looks of it.
Yeah.
One there from.
That's a good.
Oh,
yeah.
There's a striking replacement. It looks like it's Jeff Hendrick.
Oh, I nearly said Jesus there, but that'd be a bit too.
What was the player's name? It was Gavin something. That's the punchline.
Gavin Harris.
Gavin Harris. Okay.
Gavin Harris. Yeah.
So he didn't out. He was in the full Newcastle kit, and he didn't want to like walk to his trailer while there were still fans in the stands. So he would like wait half an hour after the game and then go back to his trailer and change out of his Newcastle kit. And so after like the Liverpool game or whatever, he waited half an hour and he's walking back to his trailer in his full kit, and he hears this guy say, "Hey Harris, you played great." I think his Geordie accent was better than mine. Sorry. Great, you played great.
I think Steve Harris, Steve Wraith was a duplicate. Was a double for Fabian Barthes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think
they
cut him from the film though.
Yeah.
That's what he said. But I was going to say,
do you know, I don't know whether you might have got this over in Ireland, but don't know. Do you think Chris would like footballers' wives?
I don't know.
I saw some Richie.
I was going to say there's more wives than there is football in that.
Yeah, no, I'm not into the whole wags.
Kraft was coming on for
Manquillo.
Okay. Defensively sounder than Murphy, but that's kind of.
Manquillo got a knock there.
Did he? Okay.
Off when Bamford went through and he just knocked him straight down. I think you have to go for Kraft over Murphy because you're playing a flat back four.
Yeah.
Murphy doesn't play right back.
Murphy's a winger at the end of the day.
It's set up now to bring on Gale for the last couple of minutes as well to try and get something.
Yeah.
I think I wonder if Hendrick was planning to come on, but because with Manquillo going down, I wonder if they've swapped the change over around and put Kraft on instead. I think if we've got one more change, then it has to be a positive change. It can't be one to put legs in the middle or anything like that. It needs to be an attacking positive change. I'm surprised Joe Linton's still on. He's been an absolute he's had a mare again today. Some of his short passing's absolutely appalling.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is something against Gale. I mean, Gale is his doghouse.
Yeah, it definitely is. Back from earlier, I was going to say something that if you haven't seen it, was on Netflix, and it was Sir Bobby Robson documentary.
Yeah.
Very good.
Fantastic watch.
I think you can get that on Sky.
Yeah. I mean, is it more than the manager? Is it that one?
Yeah, I think it could be that one, Donald. Yeah.
I've got it on DVD. I've still got to watch that. Still in the wrapping.
The Gascoigne one. The Gascoigne one's on Netflix as well. If you haven't seen that one, the Gascoigne one.
I think I have that one. That's good. That's good.
Brilliant documentary.
Yeah.
It's I think one of my favourite bits in it is where we talked about the relationship he had with Diego Maradona being like similar sort of personality, similar sort of.
Diego, I'm
stories he comes out with when, he turns out and he says to them that he goes, I'm pissed on the pitch, and then he goes, yes, so am I, and stuff like that.
I mean, I've definitely seen documentaries. I thought we were only limited to feature films.
No.
Go on, Maxie.
Go on now, Maxie. Go.
There's actually a great film about
either side of them.
Oh
yeah, someone as Brett says, it's time for Carol to bring on Carol.
Yeah.
There's a great film that's built around the World Cups in Argentina and Brazil and sort of the off the pitch, military dictatorships that they were dealing with.
I think I might have seen that one.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So it's and then there's another one with Ozzy Ardiles and sort of when he and his mate come to play in England, for the first time.
Oh yeah, Ricky Villa.
He went down like a sack of titties.
He did. He's looking for it.
I'm studying.
The whole up.
I'm studying the headband there. See which one.
Is yours the right one?
Yeah. Usually, it's more like he has like more of an elaborate. It's not just that's like a dent, like a Karate Kid.
Yeah, Daniel.
Actually, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of if you remember the Police Academy films. The black guy in that. Where he'd do that and he'd do the rubbish dubbing. Yeah, you want to fight me?
What's his name? Jones or something? Was it?
Yeah. He used to do the beatboxing and all that. Yeah, Michael Winslow was the actor, but yeah, I'm not.
Yes, that was right.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
Yeah. Oh.
God.
Anyone think there's a winner in this game?
I think it's going to be 2-1 either way.
I think we'd be robbed if we get nothing out of this.
Yeah.
I think we've been better second half.
Yeah. We weren't at the races. We didn't get out the blocks first half, but second half.
We're never at the races.
Yeah, true. We're never at the races.
Yeah. Blading races. Yeah.
Oh, don't tempt fate there, ADB. The obligatory.
Behave yourself.
Done it now.
Yeah, behave yourself, ADB.
Motormouth Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this looks like a...
Don't mention the protest, Gary.
Yeah. Bit like the takeover, don't mention the protest.
Okay, 4 minutes to go.
The planes will come out if there's an extra time goal, but
yeah. I would say, in terms of protesting, fair enough, it's great, but all the fan groups have got to come together. we've got to break down and then any protest is going to be meaningful. We've got to break the division down.
Give him a chance, man.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. How many subs have we brought on? 2.
2. We've got 1 left.
One left, yeah.
Well, you should have brought Gale on ages ago.
Yeah,
Joel Linton
yeah.
had a
why is
nightmare.
Joel Linton still on there?
There's no point bringing him on this stage. He's not even going to run.
But the thing is, that he probably will.
Yeah, knowing him, just to run the clock down, he will. If anything, just run the clock.
Corner.
This is why.
Okay. Come on up, Darlow. All the way.
Crazy keeper.
When he went missing there earlier. We didn't find out what happened to him that time.
Come on.
I don't like aliens.
No, Brett Santiago Munoz is not on the bench. Bit too early for him yet. Yeah. We haven't played Liverpool yet. That's where he comes on.
Yeah.
He comes on in the sequel.
Oh.
By which time he's probably transferred to Real Madrid or somewhere.
Yeah.
1-1 to anyone that's looking in the chat. It's 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1.
With
1-1.
2 minutes to go. Of the 90.
Do you know the thing is with this result doesn't do either team any good.
No.
Yeah, we need a win.
Is it just he's got bad boots? Has he actually got a bad foot here or something?
I don't know. He keeps fussing with it.
He did it in the first half as well, though, didn't he?
No, he's got like a bad
I think it's limping as well.
Yeah, he's off. That's the makeups, the made-up centre half going off now. So they've only got 1 centre half, fit centre half, full stop now.
But it's all set up for for Gale. Like he can play, he can score against championship teams. He can score when the defense is.
You see, I can understand to a degree having Maxi up there because he's going to skin the 2 centre halves that are there. Yeah. But you wasted having Joel Linton on the left because he doesn't do that role. Yeah. I would rather have Maxi on the left cutting in, and still having that speed and the threat of Gale through the middle.
Yeah, you need somebody. You need somebody in that number 9 position who's going to get on the end of a ball in from either side. Yeah,
well, that's it. Because, Matt, you've got to remember how many times has Maxi broke, right? And he's had no support with him.
Yeah.
So with him being the front man, he gets into the channels and he gets into the box and he cuts in from the flank. There's nobody in the box to pull the ball back to or in that 6-yard box to tap it in or because he's that far forward.
How many extra time minutes are you guys predicting? 4? Like no usual 4.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's 5 because there's been that many stoppages.
Yeah, I would say.
Just on ASM up on his own, they kind of highlighted on Match of the Day when they showed that Joe Linton is well off the pace.
That's a set yellow card all day long. That.
Okay, what's the time for?
This Joe Linton. He's not bringing Gale on for 5 minutes, is he?
We don't know how. Murphy.
He brought Murphy on.
Joe Linton off, Murphy on.
I don't understand the point in 4 minutes. I don't understand the point of bringing Murphy on for 4 minutes. Sorry, but
yeah. But when we have a striker on the bench.
Well, what he's done is he's took Joel. It looks like he's took. I don't know where he's putting. I don't know whether Fraser's gone over to the left or Murphy's gone over to the left, and he's left Maxi through the middle as the striker.
Maxi's the lone striker now.
Okay. Yeah, well, he's played the full. No, Joe Linton was playing on the left. Maxi's been up the lone striker all day.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Confirmation of ASM as man of the match, first in everything.
Yeah, well, absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Completely agree with that, definitely.
So that saves us talking about man of the match at the end of the match.
Yeah. Well,
well done.
Yeah, I think that was it. That was a done
Sorry, Dan, I
deal.
was going to say, you've got our lovely Lloyd Mag green screen there. Did you happen
Yeah.
to do one without the paper planes as well, just in case?
No, I was expecting planes to be landing, popping out the TV at me. I thought it was going to be. I was going to wear 3D glasses and everything, but no, it wasn't to be.
Where's the whistle? I don't see any. Oh, there is a whistle. Okay, there's a whistle. Okay.
I'm sure Daz could arrange the whistle.
Has there been any whistles, audience?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they said earlier on there hadn't been. That doesn't mean there hasn't been the second half. But
Yeah. To be honest, with all this noise, you can't really tell with the crowd noise itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the point?
Oh.
38 attempts on goal this game. 16 on target.
Looks like there's going to be no escape
You know
to
what?
victory here.
Seven shots on target for Newcastle, not a recognised striker on the pitch.
Yeah. I was saying one thing.
Oh, you got lucky there.
Well done, Richie. You
You
did get
got
lucky.
lucky there. I'm sorry.
Oh my God!
Go on.
How do you manage?
Go on,
on.
Willock. And is that Murphy?
It's Murphy, yeah.
Okay.
Get your head up, man.
Oh,
Dear me.
Oh, jeez, dear me. Yeah. God.
Do you know what? I like the fact he's trying to take the game to the back, to Leeds the last few minutes. But if you're going to do it with some purpose.
Yeah.
1 minute left. We're on 93 minutes here.
So much for Fraser. He hasn't done anything. I haven't seen.
No.
To be fair, they haven't when Newcastle have had the ball, they've won the ball back from Leeds. When the balls fall to Longstaff or Hayden, they've looked to get Maxi going straight away. So it's literally bypassing the people wide. They're literally playing to Maxi, so he can try and hit them on the break with the pace. So there's been nothing going through Fraser. To be fair, I think Willock's had a quiet game as well.
Yeah, Willock's been very quiet, been anonymous, really, hasn't he?
Yeah. I just feel like he's not the same player he was last year.
Definitely.
Nah, looks like it's going to hold out to a draw here, I think, lads.
Yeah.
10 seconds left. I think he'll probably get this free kick and that'll be it.
Yeah, I can blow it up now. Leeds on the attack.
All right. I'm not doing anything commentator curse wise. Just blow up the whistle now.
Yeah, Leeds are playing around the middle of the park. They seem to be happy to take the point.
No, the outside our box now. However, Mike Dean.
Yeah, what's he waiting for?
Come on, let's just put our foot through it and get it out and clear it.
Yeah.
Let him blow the whistle. Oh, come on.
Quick, get rid of it.
Jesus Christ.
Blow it up, ref.
It's gone.
Oh, God.
Okay, that's okay. Goal kick has to be all over now. So that. He hasn't blown it up yet.
Jesus, come on.
Everyone's heading into town to continue the night.
Is it just me, or does Graham Jones look a bit like
All over.
Neil Craig?
Yeah.
All over. We have our second point of the season.
Woo. Oh my God! Wait, do you see Steve Bruce like tried to pat Graham Jones on the back, and he just kind of didn't even acknowledge?
No,
Right.
Tried to grab him.
I don't know if anyone's noticed that, but Bruce has just went straight down the tunnel. He hasn't waited for any of his players coming off the pitch, anything. Graham Jones is still there, but Bruce has walked straight down the tunnel.
Job done. Lives to fight another day.
Yeah, but the old horseshoe and rabbit's foot, I think, in the pocket.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I think, lads, I'm not sure about you, but the only positive I can take from that game is it's one more point off Leeds than we got last year.
Yeah.
Totally different Leeds, though, with the defense shot. But
to be fair, we haven't got our main attacking threat either. We've
yeah.
You know what I mean? We've got up a place to 18th now. but obviously the teams below us have got the game in hand. I know Norwich play. Is it Watford they play tomorrow? So that's that's a potential 6-point game, as you would say, two promoted teams.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm not sure who Burnley played this weekend, but they're the other team below us at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the positive you're taking from Richie. That
just
better than last season against Leeds. Yeah.
I think the main other positive I would say is Sam Maximum's had a blinder. He's had an absolutely phenomenal game. He's carried the whole team tonight. Defensively, we looked a bit better second half than we did first half. We were all over the shop first half, which is what we actually talked about. When they made that formation change, it obviously didn't get across to the players because we still were all over the place. But we looked a bit more solid when we came out after the half time and the instructions got across. So that's another thing you could take as a positive that the mate that went on from there. But just I think the still the main negative is the amount of round pegs and square holes. He's playing people out of positions and stuff like that, and he's reluctant to bring certain players on that can change the game and stuff like that. The change for bringing Murphy on in the last 5 minutes, it's a change of not for nothing. Basically,
he should be bringing on Gale with 10 minutes to go plus the injury time, so that would give him 15 minutes to have a shot or two, and you never know what would happen then.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's it. Any one of that back four, Sam Maxim has got the the beating of. Why not drag one of the makeshift centre halves over to the right back and have an out and out centre half, centre forward, to have his own on. Even Liam Cooper, who's he might be the centre half, but he's not quick.
Yeah,
Gale should be able to still get past him and find half a yard to get a shot away. So it's stuff, little minute tactic things that Bruce doesn't seem to be able to implement in games, and he just seems to pick the same players over and over again. He makes the same changes over and over again. He doesn't seem to think outside the box. But to be fair, I don't think he thinks full stop, let alone outside the box. But
I agree.
It's just what he's going to do. Look we were all surprised when he made a change 5 minutes early. We all picked up on it straight away.
Yeah.
How ridiculous is that from a manager? He's not a sort of manager that. He's not a reactive manager. He doesn't look. I can imagine that formation change in the first half of the tactic that came through from Jones. And when he was trying, you could tell when they were trying to talk to the players, whoever it was, Richie and Hayden came across. But Bruce was still trying to talk all around what Jones was trying to tell and implement. Even the coaching staff don't seem to be on the same wavelength either.
Yeah. I agree.
Just to answer Deanne's question here, I think we all agreed that ASM was man of the match.
Absolutely.
Hands down. And Sky had him as man of the match. So, and just another positive for me would be seeing Darlow back and getting through the game. I know he's kind of limping a bit there, but but hopefully he's okay to go again.
He had some quality
against Watford.
Well, it'll have to be Daz, because if he is struggling and if the rumours right that Woodman was injured diving in training, then that would mean technically we've got 1 fit goalkeeper who's technically the 4th choice goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, left. And any other positive lads?
So just as well he put 4 in the squad, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a visionary,
but he couldn't sign a striker in case Wilson got injured, though.
Well, he has 5, and one that he's sparing. He's been sparing for the last for nearly a year at this stage, but has got an extra new contract.
That not buying a backup to Wilson is gnawing away on the ass cheeks at the minute. That's what I would say.
Well, look, as we touched on at the very start when I asked, would you have put Carroll on if he was still here now? And we all said we would, because he would offer more than what Joe Linton would. Gale's completely out of favour, so we said we've got 2 strikers. One's injured and one's out of favour, and he won't pick him.
Yeah,
we haven't got a striker.
Yeah, we haven't. Absolutely.
Quinn, does anyone know when Shelby's back? And I know I hate the thoughts
Hopefully
of
not.
Hopefully never. Yeah.
But yeah, okay. We're away at Watford next, where it's a must win for us.
I must win that.
You know, if we won that, things would look an awful lot better. But because then after that, I think we go to Wolves.
Yeah.
Or
Hopefully that'll be a
Wolves come to us. But so any other positives, lads, before we round off the night?
We didn't lose. That's a positive.
Yeah,
We
we
didn't lose.
That's the big plus is that we didn't.
We know paper planes don't work, so
They never got off the ground.
they never got off the ground.
We did our own plane spotting, and it was rubbish.
Yeah, the imaginary Icelandic volcano ash cloud ground all the paper planes tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, lads, we're going to leave it there. I want to say thanks to Richie, thanks to Chris, thanks to Donald, and thanks for everyone in the chat for putting up with us through the evening. And yeah, we got a draw. We got a point.
I got it right. I did say draw.
We said 2-2. You said 2-2. Richie.
Half a Desmond. You got half a Desmond.
Half a Desmond. Another shout out to Loaded. If you haven't subscribed to us already, subscribe to us on youtube.com/c/LoadedHQ. You'll find us there, and give Stephen all follow as well. He's got plenty of subscribers, but yeah, give him a few more. So just want to say thanks to everyone, and we'll even play out with Steve's outro if we can find it. No, can't find it. Have to go with the Loaded one again. Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Good night,
See you soon.
everyone.
Everyone.
Right.
Good luck.